welcome to the SHN Sports Georgetown Eagles pregame show. I am your color analyst for the broadcast tonight, Kelly DeVoll. Along with me is play-by-play voice Wally Harmon, who's new to our broadcast. And, of course, Doppler Dave England will be our sideline and whatever job needs to be done. Guys, I'm excited to be back for football season. I'm ready to kick the ball. It's football time. So, first game of the season. A lot of hopes on the line for everybody now with this first game. So I'm excited to be back. Welcome back, guys. And Wally, welcome to the broadcast team.
Man, I tell you what, Kelly, I'm excited to be here. I took a year off from football. I did Gerald football before, but I've been waiting to get back in this seat. One with Georgetown, two with you and Doppler Dave on the sidelines. Georgetown football. It's what you look for on a Friday night. It's what you look forward to. And I can't wait to watch this kickoff happen in just a few short minutes and watch these kids hit the field.
Yeah, I'm excited. And, we talk football throughout the year. We watch spring football. We've watched some of the summer workouts, and now it's time for the real show. And, Dave, I know you're excited about this season getting kicked off.
Always to be back on the air with you fellas. I know we called a game together down in Pflugerville. We had an absolute blast. With y'all being peace officers and myself a firefighter, it's going to be a fun public safety broadcast and promoting these kiddos and just having a ball. You know, it's good to see football back under the lights on Friday night. You know, hopefully with as few restrictions as possible, everybody's being responsible, and we'll have a great season.
Yeah, and we talked about that with some of the restrictions having been lifted. Of course, you know, you see in the news all the COVID news and the Delta variant and all that. This is an opportunity for us to escape from that for a little bit and get back to watching the legendary Texas high school football on Friday nights. And of course, with SHN, we're trying to build these kids up and give these kids some exposure. So if you can't join us at the game, we're glad that you're watching online. We appreciate you joining us online. And throughout our broadcast, we will be mentioning some of the sponsors that we have. So we encourage you to visit our sponsors. If they have a service or product that will meet your needs, please use those sponsors and let them know you appreciate them helping out with these broadcasts. But we'll get to some of those sponsors as we go through the game. But let's talk about the game, man. It's about to kick off here in just a few minutes, and it's going to be the Georgetown Eagles versus the Belton Tigers. Last year, the Eagles came out victorious in a game that was relatively close, and then the Eagles pulled away a little bit. But Georgetown has lost quite a few very, very good football players. All of them play college football. They've lost a bunch. That's last year. This is this year. And I know we would be remiss not starting off talking about the returning guy in Darson Harmon, quarterback, senior quarterback this year. Wally, I know you went to the Booster Club meeting earlier this week, and Coach talked about some of the things coming up with this season, and I'm sure Darson was part of the topic of conversation.
One thing that Coach talked about consistently at the club Booster Club meeting earlier in the week was at least that they've got some good leadership running the offense. Darson brings back that experience, the ability to guide an offense that has a lot of new players. And Coach said one thing that he pointed out, the battle in the trenches is what he is eager to watch. The first time in all of his years of coaching that he lost all 5 starting linemen in the same season.
Yeah, and that's got to be a little worrisome. But one of the good things was it didn't happen a great deal with the offensive line in particular because a couple of those guys are playing college ball. But all over the field, especially in the skill positions, some of the players that we're going to see this year got some playing time last year, which is, you know, getting that time on the field during a game on Friday night under the lights is just crucial. And although we only have 3 returners on offense, 3 returners on defense, our kicker is back, some special teams help is back. It's a bit concerning because I think the coach said we're going to be starting 3 sophomores.
I believe it's 4. And one thing that Coach continued to say was, for every sophomore you start, they talk about it in football, you make that balance out to 1 loss. And so he said, right in his wheelhouse, he expects the battle to be, where do we not let those 4 losses happen? And having those players that do have experience. But Dave, you were talking about it earlier in the week. We were discussing, it's not that these kids don't have experience or they're new or they're young. It's the fact that it's their turn to step up because of the experience and the depth of seniors and juniors, each class being a big class at Georgetown.
Right. Oftentimes, unless you have a stud player, they're not going to see varsity play until their senior year, because you've got 5 football teams at Georgetown. You have 2 freshman teams, pretty much a sophomore team and a junior team. So these kids are running all these plays. They're used to the program. They're familiar with all of the coaches, and so you just kind of plug them in on Friday night under the lights. And I think you're going to see Georgetown always reloads every year. Every year, it's always that question: is, oh my God, we lost so many kids. Well, we did, but we just reload every now they're seniors in the program, and they've done their time in the program, and they're ready to shine on Friday night. So there's going to be Georgetown always has tough kids, and they're sleepers, and they come out of nowhere, and we're like, who's this kid? Next thing you know, about halfway through the season, we're calling this kid's name all season, all the games and stuff. So, watching Coach Bond at practice a couple of Saturdays back, I think they're going to move people, shuffle those offensive linemen around. By the 3rd game, generally in the season, they generally have their right recipe, and then it just game on for the rest of the season, and they do really well. So they'll get their flow down, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch these seniors and a lot of young kids too play. We got junior and Dickman, the wide receiver, who's he played some last year, and Devin Ross back there running the ball behind Darson. I think we do have a lot of talent that a lot of people aren't talking about. We are young, but should be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and the sub-varsity teams, both the freshman teams, both the JV teams, had pretty successful seasons. I know JV Silver had a really successful season. There's some talent there, but it's way when you're playing Thursday night than it's Friday night. So It's going to be interesting to see how these kids step up. And the good thing is the captain on the offensive side of the football, Big Darson Harmon, is back for his senior season. So Darson, this is going to be an opportunity for Darson to step up and show what he can do from a leadership standpoint. And
then also there's Trent McConnell on the defensive side back there at safety. He's holding it all together on the defensive side, and stuff. So that's helpful as well. You've got some key positions, and I'd be remiss if I don't say we've got a Carson Saucedo returning as our punter, or the kicker, right? So it's good to have that special teams experience back as well, and the deep snappers too.
But like you said, Dave, it's reload. It's reload at Georgetown. Dave Campbell's pays attention to that, right? You read through it. I know you guys have been knee deep in that magazine as much as I have, and a lot of high school fanatics are in that and reading this. Georgetown's predicted 3rd in a tough district, and it's a young, experienced team, not a young team, a young, experienced team that's going to take the field Friday night. And like you said, Kelly, the lights are on tonight. Yeah. The lights are on. How does this differ from Thursday night on the road when your varsity buddies are back home getting ready for Friday night? Right. How is it going to be different when all of a sudden this morning breakfast was about you?
Yeah.
That lunch was about you. The walkthrough with the Booster Club and the family leading to this stadium for tonight's game is about you. It's your time to shine. Dave Campbell's doesn't drop that. Picked 3rd in a district behind 2 great teams, Cedar Park, Pflugerville Weiss, that returns the predicted offensive player of the year in the district. You've got to have that excitement there. I'm excited about it because talking to Coach through the last couple of weeks, being out at the practice with you, Dave, on Saturday a couple of weeks ago, the excitement is there. It's what do these kids do with that opportunity? It's a reload session. What do they do with it?
And I think
District 11 5A, when they did the reorganization, reshuffle of the districts year before last, we had a tough district. And then whenever they created this District 11 5A, they didn't do us any favors because a couple of the teams that came into District 11 5A had come down from 6A. So you look at Cedar Park, you look at Leander and Manor and the 2 Pflugerville teams 3 Pflugerville teams that we play, there's not a week you can take off. But what I like about the scheduling that Coach Griffin has done and the scheduling Coach Dean did even before Coach Griffin was the 3 games before district. We play some tough opponents, 2 6A opponents, and then a Liberty Hill team that is competing for state championships every year. They moved up last year to 5A Division II. They're in 5A Division II again this year with our friends from across the town at Eastview. That's a tough 3-game stretch. Belton finished mid to low part of their schedule of their district last year, but their district is tough. And they had some athletes on that field last year. So these 3 pre-district games should get the Eagles ready for a really tough district stretch that starts with Cedar Park.
Right.
So I like it. I like that you're coming out with 3 really tough pre-district games because you could schedule some 5A Division II teams that aren't very good, maybe even some 4A Division I teams, which I've seen some 5A teams do that. But are you doing your team a favor whenever you schedule like that to get 3 wins to start the season, and then you wind up in just a gauntlet of a district?
Yeah.
Now, the last earlier in the week at the Booster Club meeting, we got to see some of the highlights from the scrimmage against Glenn. And one thing Coach Griffin pointed out that night was Glenn's head coach left at the end of July. His wife got transferred. They left. The new coach didn't really tell Coach Griffin anything about the offense. The good thing of that scrimmage, they are running the offense that Liberty Hill runs. And so now
Nice.
Liberty Hill runs that offense like no other in this
Better
state.
than anybody.
But it was a great opportunity for the Eagles to see that in that scrimmage because they weren't ready for it. They hadn't prepared for it. They'd just been working on general defense, flying to the ball, 8 or 9, 10 hats on the ball every time the ball goes. But it was he even pointed that out. He said, the good thing is we've now seen a little bit of it in a scrimmage getting ready for Liberty Hill, that third tough non-district opponent that we're going to face.
Yeah.
But, man, it starts tonight. Coach Snippen's done a good job, and he's bringing in a lot of experience here in his second season to Belton. So it'll be fun to watch. The Eagles are going to be pressed in non-district. It's going to be great experience for these kids right off the bat.
You can't let Belton's record from last year affect you in any way, just like you can't let Georgetown's record affect you. This is an entirely new crew. Doesn't mean they're going to be better. Doesn't mean they're going to be worse. We don't know yet. But Belton is bringing back some really, really talented players. Their tight end, Brian Henry, 6'5", 275 pounds. I think he's a 3-star recruit. So that means there's some big colleges looking at this kid. He was their go-to receiver last year. He's going to be a hoss, and he can use that big body against our defensive backs and our linebackers, most of whom aren't as big as he is. He can use that big body to put himself between the defender and the quarterback and be open when he's not really open, when he doesn't look open. So that's one of the things that the defense is really going to get tested by is that connection. They're starting a sophomore quarterback, but when you've got a target like that, then that gives you some comfort. Talented running back that played some last year, but you're going to have to – somebody's going to have to knock that tight end off his route.
Dave, you mentioned it. Back in the defensive side of the ball, you have Trent McConnell, that leadership. Right. That safety is going to be tested in week 1. Trent's going to have to step up and show the newer guys on this team that he's got a headhunt in week 1. He didn't get a break. He's the leader, and he's got to go find that tight end and put a body on him, break up the pass, lay him out a couple of times, put a good pop on him, make him hesitate.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Dave can speak to this because he was on the sidelines a couple of times when McConnell laid the wood to some guys.
Yeah.
And he has a nose for the football, and he brings it, and that kid can hit.
Yeah, yeah.
He's 6'2", 205, runs a 4.7 40, and he gets that pretty good sized body, especially for a defensive back. That's a good size for a defensive back, high school defensive back especially. And when he brings it, he brings it.
Yeah, Georgetown's had a long history of some kids that can really bring, lay the wood and put some hurt on some people. We've even had running backs that can put people in the on the stretcher in the ambulance. So, you can't ever discount Georgetown is a lot of people over the years have played Georgetown, and they always hated playing Georgetown because they knew Georgetown was so tough, and they were just for some reason they were just tough, and even though they're smaller, they just hit hard. And I've been wanting to say, I think our edge with all of this is our coaching staff. They just do a job each year because you're always wondering how's this going to go, and our coaches just you work with these kids and get them ready. They prepare them so well each week and have a great plan. And I think that gives us a big time edge as our coaching staff.
Yeah, and when you talk about the offensive side of the ball for Georgetown, everybody is talking about Darson Harmon, who is a valid weapon, legitimate weapon. He's got a strong arm. He's pretty accurate in his throws. He's fast. But you got to look at some of the other weapons like Drayden Dickman. Dickman played he started last year as a sophomore, and that kid is fast as lightning. And we saw it in the preseason practices because, Dave, I don't know if you remember or not, but last season we went out to one of the practices and there was this lightning flash. Yeah. And it was a skinny Drayden Dickman who runs a 4.440. He's put on a little bit of weight, so he's up, I think, around 165 pounds right now. He's not really tall, but he has great hands. He's added a little bit of weight, which means he's added some strength, which has not taken away from his speed, so Drayden can get open. And then we've got, there are other weapons that we have. We lost a couple of really, really good running backs, but we've got some good young talent coming up from the running back position. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to pan out like we want it to. I hope so, but that's part of the fun of watching this season develop.
Yeah, like I said, having Ross back as a returning running back, I mean, he was part of the 3 running backs we had last year, so he's got experience. And you've got a Petter on the field again, and I think he's in the slot. So it's neat to see some of these names, the pedigree, the Hawkins, the Hermans, these kids up watching their older brothers play at Birkelbach, and they just know the system. So,
and you don't think the pride runs deep? You don't think the brother wants to talk trash to the other brother that I had a better senior year, that my team did this and my team, and so the lineage of those families runs deep in this, and they all come back and they come watch.
Yeah,
that's one thing about Georgetown.
The third Leggett son is coming up, and he'll be playing some this year. And knowing the Leggetts, I've known the Leggetts for quite some time, and Caden had a really great senior year, went a couple rounds deep in the playoffs, and then his brother went one round deeper, and that smack got talked. I know for certain.
I've seen
that Gage talked that smack. So the third Leggett's coming up. Darson Herman's brother had a phenomenal career in Georgetown, and we see that pedigree that's come through. Andrew Petter, his brother, Cole Petter, great football player, phenomenal baseball player. So that's there. That pride is there. And that sibling rivalry plays a factor in there. They want to do well. So kickoff is right around the corner. Dave, Doppler Dave, what's our weather for tonight's game?
It's going to be beautiful as usual. It's probably going to be right about in the 80s, cooling off into the 80s for the game. Very little wind, maybe a 20% chance of rain, but it's going to be a beautiful night. Typical August football weather here in Central Texas.
Yeah, these first few games are a little toasty, but it's been a relatively mild summer Central Texas-wise, so I'll take it. Be glad to have it. Guys, final thoughts. Wally, you got some final thoughts before you go to kickoff?
I tell you what, guys, this is what I've been waiting for. All summer we've been talking. We've been on the phone. We've been emailing, texting. It comes down to this. How do these kids perform? 1, on their first Friday night. 2, at home in front of all their friends, their families, and on parent night. They want to come out and show out. All the parents are there, the fanfare to honor the parents that do so much for Georgetown football. I'm excited. I think the Eagles come away victorious tonight. I think it's going to be a big battle. I can't wait to watch the battle in the trenches. Who controls the line of scrimmage? I don't care what quarterback you have going for either team. The line of scrimmage tonight is going to be where we have to watch. That inexperience on a Friday nights for the Eagles. Where do those players step up? One thing I heard in the practice on the Saturday that Dave and I went out to the first day in pads, it was in a first responder day. It was such a neat experience to be out there with all the first responders. And
did you
I overheard Coach Bond And he made the statement as he was yelling at the offensive line about getting a vocal and using their voice to yell out their different assignments. And he made one profound statement that I know those kids won't forget. Sound like a man, fire off the ball like a man, and finish like an animal. And Dave and I sat and laughed and talked about it. But tonight, the animals have to come out of these inexperienced linemen, and they have to control that line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Dave?
Yeah, it's just going to be so much fun here in just a little while to see this kickoff, see what Georgetown has been able to put together, these seniors, what they're going to be able to do. You know, this stadium is always so much fun to be at because, you know, you've got the band and the team walks by during the tailgating, you know, that normally starts around 5:30. So if you're able to come out to the stadium and catch that, so just everything it's just a big show and it's a lot of fun to see everything. So really looking forward to what they all put together tonight and how we come out victorious on this one.
Yeah, I can't wait for kickoff. I'm excited for kickoff. And for me personally, I've spent so much time in and around this program and come from a high school with great high school football tradition. I love Texas high school football. And I love football, period. High school, pro, and college. I love football. God gave me baseball to keep me sane until football gets here. It's football season, gentlemen, and I cannot wait for this ball to be kicked tonight. You'll probably see on the broadcast, on the video, some light shows taking place. There's a new lighting system in the stadium this year, and there'll be a light celebration for scores. So hopefully those new lights get absolutely worn out for those Eagles tonight. So this is it. This is what we've all been waiting for, what these kids have been preparing for, what they've been sweating for, and it's time. It's time for kickoff. So I'm excited. Wally, again, welcome to the broadcast, my friend. I'm excited to have you here. Dave said earlier we got to do one broadcast earlier, and it was a blast, and we're excited to have you for the whole season. Folks, we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in to our pregame show. It is time for kickoff.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the campus of Georgetown High School here in Georgetown, Texas. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Kelly DeVoll. On the sidelines, Dave England. We're ready. Kelly DeVoll, Georgetown football is finally back in Texas.
There's a song that gets sung around Christmas time about being the most wonderful time of the year. This is it for me. This is the most wonderful time of the year. First week of high school football in the great state of Texas. We are under Friday night lights here tonight. Beautiful atmosphere. The clouds and the rain cooled it down a little bit. Wind could be a factor tonight, but it's time, baby. I'm ready.
A little bit of a delay. We'll explain that now that we go live here, waiting for the teams to come out. The dance team's out on the side of the field, as you see on the screen. A lightning delay just kept going for a while, Dave. We kept getting a strike here, and we kept getting a strike there. Let's see if we can go down sideline to Dave England. Dave, what's the weather look like now that we're getting ready to go?
Wally, Kelly, it looks beautiful down here. All of the lightning and storms have cleared out. There's nothing on the radar. We've got a few clouds. Winds are out of the south, about 85 degrees, and weather is perfect for Friday night football. You know, opening night here in Georgetown at Birkelbach. It's looking good, guys. And the teams are looking good, and we'll have an interview with the coach here in just a few minutes.
All right. As Dave gets ready to head over to Coach and meet up with Coach Griffin, Kelly, this is the time. We talked about it in the pregame. At Decals with Dads, I talked about it with Coach Griffin. I talked about it with Coach Bond. A lot of youth in the experience-wise on the team. Not youth in age, not youth in classification, but youth in senior in the experience in the field on a Friday night. And so it's going to be fun to watch. These kids are now getting to experience Friday Night Lights. We're going to go live down to Dave England on the sideline with Coach Griffin. Dave, take it away.
Coach, congratulations. You're coming in on your third season along with Darcy Harmon with the youth on his team. Does that change any of the play calling?
No, we got to trust Darcy to get out there and lead us. We got a few things got to be careful of. We've got some young guys, but we got some guys on the outside that think can go, and Darcy to lead us.
What do you expect to see out of Belton tonight?
Man, they're big, they're strong and physical. They're a good 6A football team. We just got to get ready to go tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Kelly. Wally.
Man, I tell you what, Kelly, you hear the coach. They're big, they're strong. This is where we talked about, and Dave, you can chime in too. We talked about it with Coach Bond on a couple of weeks ago on practice. You had a 5 starting linemen, offensive linemen graduate.
Right.
9 total offensive linemen graduate.
Right.
You have 5 new starters against a big 6A team out of Belton.
And any football coach will tell you one of the hardest things to teach in this game is to teach the offensive linemen how to block, what their blocking assignments are and the techniques. So we've got 5 guys that are going to be on the line tonight who have not started a varsity football game. So that's really where it's going to be interesting to see how Georgetown can produce. We've got a little bit of experience on the defensive side of the ball. In the trenches on the offense is really going to be interesting to watch tonight, and that's where my eyeballs are going to be.
The Belton Tigers come in out of 6A Region 2 District 12. We played last year, first game of the season, against the Belton Tigers at Belton. And Georgetown came away with the win, 36-27. The rematch this time at home, and like you said, the first time this starting lineup and the offensive line is going to jump in the trenches. And so now let's go to the starting lineup with Kelly for the Georgetown Eagles.
Both teams will be taking the field shortly, but before that, here's the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles tonight. On offense at right tackle, the sophomore Ian Sanders, number 72. Right guard will be the senior Nick Fisher, number 52. At center, number 65, Broden Elliott. He's a junior. The left guard is Jacob Weisheimer. And I asked that young man for his pronunciation today. Make sure I got it right. He's a sophomore. He's wearing number 50 tonight. Number 78, Jeremiah Phillips, the senior left tackle tonight. And at the wide receiver position, number 6, Drayden Dickman, the speedy junior. We're going to be excited to watch Drayden tonight. And then on the other side at the wide receiver position, Marquise Dominguez, the junior. The 2 slot receivers are number 22, Andrew Petter, a sophomore, and number 14, Hayden During, a senior. Running back tonight is number 32, Devin Ross, exciting running back. Got a little bit of playing time last year, so it's going to be fun to see Devin get that start this year. And number 16, Tyler Hawkins, the senior, will be the fullback, H-back, and tight end. And, of course, our starting quarterback tonight is senior Darcy Harmon, 6'4", 220 pounds. His third year as the starting quarterback for your Georgetown Eagles. On defense, number 15, Carson Guido. He's the end, and he is a senior. Number 43, Michael Valenta is the nose. He's a sophomore. Number 38, Brandon Stovall will be the bandit. Brandon's a junior. At outside linebacker, junior Ian Lewis, number 10. Number 3, Bryson Hanks is the Mike linebacker. He's a senior. A.J. Bradshaw, number 5, is the Sam linebacker. He, too, is a senior. Another senior on defense, Trent McConnell, number 18. He's one safety, and the other safety is junior Gabriel DeNova, number 24. The corner is Baylor Alexander, number 11. He's a senior. And the other corner, Colin Casey, number 26, also a senior. On special teams, Luke DeCartry is the punter this year, number 48. He's a senior. And number 37, the reliable senior kicker, Carson Sauceda, will be kicking extra points and field goals and kickoffs. The long snapper is number 36, Rex Lee. Rex is a senior. And the holder is number 4, Tucker Griffin, a junior, and the son of Coach Griffin. Our punt returner and kick returner tonight is number 25, Marquise Dominguez. And that's your starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles.
We're going to take a quick timeout. Be back with the start of the ball game as the Belton Tigers have taken the field. The Eagles set to take it off. Back with more Georgetown Eagle football on SHN in just a moment. Back here at Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex, the Georgetown Eagles have taken the field out through a host of cheerleaders and the dance team all the way to the north end zone where they take a knee at the flags that are at half mast. The band playing away. Dave, what's the energy down there, Dave?
What's that?
What's the energy down there? What's the crowd feel like?
It's a great crowd. There's the band's playing, the weather's great, the student section is hopping. I'm sure you can hear it in the background.
The Eagles come back to the sideline. The Belton cheerleaders across the way at the hash marks as the flags are brought on to the field. We're going to take a timeout, let the national anthem be played here, and then get ready for the coin toss and the start of tonight's ball game. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. Live here on SHN Sports for the Georgetown Eagle versus Belton Tiger football game. First and foremost, thank you to all the men and women in the armed forces here and abroad throughout our country. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the military members killed in the line of duty in Afghanistan this past week. We just pray for all of our soldiers. As a first responder, as Kelly DeVoll, another first responder, Dave on the sidelines, a first responder. Our hearts go out to those families and our prayers non-ending for all of our service members here and abroad. As the colors make their way out of the north end zone, thank you to the color guard team for presenting the colors tonight. Kelly, what better way? Friday night, home game to kick off a season. The national anthem has now been sung. You see the players standing here respectfully for the flag. It's time to shine.
It's time, baby. It's time. We're about to kick the football here. And, you know, you and I and David were talking the other day about how mild the summer has been. And it really has been relatively mild for Central Texas. But tonight, it's a beautiful night. Little windy, but that little storm that came through caused the delay, cooled it down. It's just a beautiful night for football here in Central Texas and a beautiful setting here at GISD Athletic Complex. And these boys are about to kick it off on Birkelback Field. And our light show. We've got new lights in the stadium, so you're going to see some light shows tonight. It's going to be pretty cool.
Dave, you led us to a little peek of that on Twitter. I believe it was yesterday. What do we have in store with this light show?
Right, so they got a company to come in and work with their brand new LED lights for the stadium, and they are able to control them. When the team came in, to the stadium, and then when they ran out on the field, the lights were circling around and stuff. It's pretty cool. And it looks like they've got something in store here because they dimmed the lights for the coin toss right now as the players head to the middle of the field.
Yeah, they're able to focus these lights and dance these lights. So especially when it gets darker, when the Georgetown Eagles score, you're going to see a light show.
The captains take the field in the middle of the field with 2 officials. The captains representing the Eagles tonight. Number 3, Bryson Hanks. Number 14, Hayden During. Number 11, Baylor Alexander. And number 8, Darson Herman. I talked to Coach Griffin earlier this past week about his captains. Hey, you've got leaders on this team. There are 11 captains on this team voted by the teammates and the coaches. And so each week, 3 or 4 different players will be representing the team as they go out. Tonight, I think it speaks volumes. Your quarterback's out there. Darson Herman leads it, the senior quarterback, his 3rd year at the helm. And so the leadership starts from the coin toss for that young man tonight.
And you can see on the camera angle, Darson's as big as some of those offensive linemen that are out there for Belton right now. That number 75 for Belton is Ryan Hunt. And Ryan's a good-sized kid, but Darson's 6'4", 220. So he's at linebacker size, and he's running the offense. So it's going to be exciting what he does.
The other captains for the Belton Tigers, number 50 is going to be Jackson Inglekey. Number 86, Braxton Haynes. Number 7, Riley Madden. Dave, I didn't hear it. What did they just announce? Who's going to be receiving?
Belton won the toss. They've elected to receive the ball in the second quarter. They'll be kicking from the scoreboard.
So the Eagles will start it off on offense. And so, yeah, Kelly, your key, before we even get this started, my key, the battle of the trenches.
Yes.
Where is this youth in the line, in the battle of the trenches, offensive and defensive lines? That's going to be the key tonight. Where do the Eagles fare on that against a big team with some big offensive and defensive linemen from Belton?
I'm going to be really interested to see what the first play call is for the offense with an inexperienced line. Darson back there, the experienced senior quarterback. I'm going to be interested to see if they start off throwing the ball or if they try to establish that running game because we got a pretty shifty little running back in the backfield. It's going to be fun to watch.
Dave, key battles for you?
Yeah, I think just a new team is going to show a lot. We've got a couple of key positions that are senior, and that's going to be good. But Georgetown always reloads every year, gentlemen.
Back to receive the kickoff for the Eagles is Andrew Petter and Drayden Dickman. The kick goes deep.
I'm on the sideline.
It goes to Petter. He's stacked up at the 17-yard line and driven down there. Good coverage on the kick by the Belton Tigers. So the Eagles will take over at their own 17-yard line. 1st and 10. A borrow from Morrow first down for the Eagles as they huddle up on the near sideline with the coaches. And they'll get ready for the first play. Darson Herman at quarterback. He'll be back in shotgun formation from the far side of the field. The Eagles left to right across your screen, across that radio dial. Darson in shotgun about 5 yards deep. He'll take the snap. It's back into his hands. Quick pass to the right side into the hands of Dickman. Out to about the 23, 24-yard line. Quick pass, like you said, Kelly. Wonder what that first play call is.
Yeah, and here's tempo. And if you're going to go with a passing game to start with an inexperienced line, that quick pass, get the ball out of Darson's hands fast is as good as you can get. Nice little gain on first down.
7 yards up to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 3 for the Eagles. Darson in an empty backfield takes the snap. Looks over. Now he's going to scramble off to the left. He's going to run for his safety there. Gets to the sideline, runs through one defender, out of bounds at the 29-yard line. It's another borrow from Morrow, first down. And the big senior, Darson Herman, runs over a defender, getting that first down.
And that's where you see that size because he lowered that shoulder. And Darson's pretty quick for his size, too. He's running a 4.6, 4.7, 40.
Good coverage downfield, didn't allow the pass. Herman scrambles out of the pocket, picks up that first down. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line, far hash mark. Herman now with a running back off to his right side. Fakes the handoff. Swing pass out inside to Dickman. Gets up a block there. Gets to the 35-yard line. Driven out of bounds. Nice block there by Hayden During to catch that block on the defensive back for a good first down play.
When Darson released that pass, I was worried. And During made a great block out there to keep that play alive. 5 yards on the first down, coach will take that every time.
It's going to be 2nd down and 5 from the 29-yard or 34-yard line, pardon me. They'll be at the near side hash mark. Harmon in the backfield, running back off to his right side. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun snap to Harmon. He steps back 2 steps, now quicks it out to the left side, into the hands of number 25. That's Marquise Dominguez. And he's wrapped up and taken down right at the 38 and a half. I'll mark it at the 38. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. And now the first opportunity for a 3rd down conversion for the Eagles. 3rd and 1. And you like to be in that spot. It's not a 3rd and 8 or 9. It's a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they pulled Devin Ross out of the backfield. Andrew Petter in the backfield now. Short fire plug runner. Strong legs.
Harmon shotgun, gets the snap, turns around. Now it's like a fake pitch, and now he runs it right up the middle over a defender to about the 42, make it the 43-yard line. And another borrow from Morrow first down for the Georgetown Eagles, the 3rd of the drive so far. It'll be set now at the 42-yard line. But Darson Harmon faked that pitch out to Petter and then turned it right up, runs over defender for the first down.
With these quick hit plays like that, that's giving the offensive line time to control their blocks. They don't have to hang on to their guy more than two and a half seconds. So it's a good formula for this.
Harmon, shotgun. He'll hand it off this time, the first running play. And it's going to be Petter. He's going to get tracked down. It's going to be about a 3-yard loss, it looks like. Correction, it's a Devin Ross. I apologize. I saw one of the 2s. I didn't see the 3. Ross stretches it out. Defense did a good job of not letting him cut it up. And he's taken back down at the 39-yard line. Loss of 3. First loss on a play for the Eagles here so far. It'll be now 2nd and 13 from the 39. From the right side hash mark. Ross sets back up on the right side. Now Petter in motion to the left. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Harmon will take the shotgun snap, drop back about 3 steps, and he's going to go across the middle. It's overthrown, intercepted. Back about the 42-yard line of Belton by number 6, Aaron Bain. And the first turnover of the year comes on an interception for the Belton Tigers. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Poor throw by Darson. He had plenty of time. The offensive line was giving him time. He had a little pressure from the outside, but he just stepped up in the pocket. Ball got away from him a little bit, and that could actually be from the wind. That wind's blowing right in Darson's face. Could have caused that ball to flutter a little bit.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Belton. They're on the near side hash mark. Back at quarterback appears to be number 10. If I'm not mistaken, Slade LeBlanc. He'll take the shotgun snap. Keeps it and goes to the right side. Tackle, he misses one, but he's bottled up there. 5 or 6 Eagle defenders stack him up in the backfield. A loss of 1 back to the 42-yard line. It'll be 2nd 11 for the Tigers.
Nice job of Avila getting back there. He wasn't able to bring the quarterback down, but he slowed the play up and waited for buddies to come, and a ton of blue shirts just swarmed the quarterback.
Slade LeBlanc, the starting quarterback for the Tigers, listed as an athlete on their roster. He's in the shotgun. Drops back, quick pass to the right side. The defender falls down, but makes the catch from his backside up to the 47-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down for the Belton Tigers.
Carson Guido, number 15, put number 75 on his back. A little pancake there. All we need now is a little butter, a little maple syrup, because we got pancakes now.
3rd and 6. Belton has it on the right side hash mark, the far side hash mark at their own 47-yard line. And it's going to be a flag there. False start.
A little double clutch on the snap.
It'll be a false start on the Belton Tigers. That'll be 5-yard penalty. Drop them back now to 3rd and 11, back to their 42-yard line.
Right now is when we need to look for their big tight end that they have out there. Brian Henry, 6'3", 228.
He's lined up on the right side slot. He's the one that Coach Griffin talked to us about, the 3-star athlete receiver that can get up and down the field and has great hands. LeBlanc drops back. He's looking across the middle. He dumped pass right there to the line of scrimmage and quickly dropped for no gain, maybe 1 yard back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Tigers. So after the turnover, Dave, a turnover, but it doesn't seem to kill him. The defense responded well.
Yeah, Wally Kelly, that's really exactly what you want to see in your first game. 3 and out on your first defensive outing. That was really nice seeing all those blue jerseys swarming all over the field, Kelly.
LeBlanc was looking for Henry, but the linebacker had stepped back and cut off the short route and had a guy over the top, so he had to go to a second read, and it was not there.
Back to punt are the Tigers. Dickman back for the Eagles about the 15-yard line. The punt will be short. Bounces out of bounds. It looks like at about the 17-yard line. Took a hard right turn when it bounced about the 19-yard line. Kicked out at the 17. So the Eagles will have their second possession of the ball game. About the same spot, about their own 17-yard line. Nothing hurt now on the first turnover of the year. The interception by Harmon. The defense held. They didn't allow a first down, so you got to love that effort from the defense in response.
I'm thinking we're going to go back to that formula, those small chunks, those small bites, 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, and try to open something up maybe down the field if this wind will lay down, but run it till they stop it.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Herman in the shotgun with the running back off behind him. He peels to the right, pitches it to the back. He kips across the 15 back to the 17-yard line. No gain there by Petter as it was strung out there. Number 6, Bain on the tackle along with number 86, Haynes for the Tigers. Quick back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from the 17 on the right side hash. Herman back in the shotgun. Quick throw outside of the right side. Nice blocking there. Gets up to the 20, and then he's met by Bain again and taken down. The throw there to Marquise Dominguez. And now it'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Eagles.
If they could get that play out there just a little bit quicker, that's going to – took a little too long to develop. Still had a good gain, but, 3 yards, and now you're 3rd and long. But if that could develop just a little bit quicker, and that's going to be a timing issue that they'll get worked out as the season goes on. All these kids have butterflies in these first series.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Darson Herman in the shotgun. Ross off to his right side. Shotgun snap back. Herman's back. Throw across up to the 30. It's by Petter. He caught it about the 29. Dove forward to the 30. And it's a first down. Another borrow from Morrow. First down for the Eagles. And a good response there. You had your first 3rd down conversion on the first drive, a 3rd and 1. This one was 3rd and 8. And a great job there by Herman to get it out.
And the offensive line did a good job. They're not overpowering the Belton defensive line, but they're pushing them past Herman so he can step up in the pocket.
Back 1st and 10 now from the 31. Far side hash mark, fakes it, now hands it off to Ross. Up the middle, he gets up to about the 36, make it the 37-yard line, depending on what spot they choose. And they're going to go at the 37-yard line, so a nice 6-yard gain for the Eagles on first down. 2nd and 4. Nice run there by Ross. Herman back in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. The shotgun snap. Fake the handoff to Ross. He'll peel out to the right side. He's looking across the middle. He's going to throw it, floats it over. Oh, just off the hands of Petter. Petter had a lot of running room if he catches it, but just off his fingertips for an incompletion.
I think Darson was a little perplexed there because he had a lot of green in front of him. Could have run for a pretty good gain, but Petter was out there wide open too. So, that quarterback wants to throw the ball.
Dave, did Petter have a lot of running room if he catches that?
Oh, he was wide open, guys. Just off the fingertips of him.
Now it's 3rd down and 4. Far side, far hash mark. 2 receivers left and right. And now there's going to be a penalty flag here.
First down.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Jackson Siosin.
Yep.
Years ago, he'd do that hard count, and he'd get them to jump off sides for a free 5 yards every time.
Let's see what the penalty is here. Looks like some discussion. They're going to call a false start on the Eagles. The one thing I did see, the far side receiver did move, and then the defenseman jumped into the line. And so they're going to call it on the Eagles. That'll drop them back to the 32-yard line. 3rd and 9, so another long 3rd down here in the second drive of the night for the Eagles.
I'm so focused on that line, I didn't even see that jump out there on the end.
Same here.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Petter lined up to the left of Herman in the shotgun, about 5 yards deep. Now he'll back up, take the shotgun snap. He's going to have to scramble over towards the sideline, pitches it forward, and it's driven out of bounds, but it looks like it's going to be a holding on the offensive line. And it may have saved Herman's life as they came barreling towards him.
That was one of those circumstances where you saw Nick Fisher, number 52, just got beat. And he wound up blocking his guy from the back.
Coach Sniffen about 5 yards out, waving his arms like incomplete, declined that penalty before the whistles even stopped blowing. He knew it was a holding, and now they're talking about it on the far sideline, about the 30-yard line. 3 officials meeting up here. See what the call is. You got to love it, though. Going back to the interception, the quick change, right? All of a sudden, the defense, hey, get on the field. And they stop them on their first drive. And it is going to be a holding on the Eagles. That penalty is going to be declined. Result of the play is going to be a 4th down. Not sure why the linesman is – they're going to call – I guess Harmon, they said, lost a yard before getting rid of it on the sideline. So it's back to – maybe not. Now they're moving back forward. We're going to see what they're calling.
Everybody's got jitters tonight, including the chain gang.
Now we're up to the 33-yard line. They declined the penalty. It'll be 4th and 8, and so the Eagles set to punt. An odd formation. The punter is not very deep.
I don't think the punter's out there.
Wally, you recognize that?
I believe it was shark. Is that what?
Yeah, I think something like that.
It looked like number 48, DeCartry, was headed back there. Luke. And here he goes. To switch to the punt formation now. Belton has a man drop back to their own 30. The snap back. The punt is off and away. It'll land short about the 42,
That should be
and
the
it
Eagles'
hit.
ball.
Looks like it hit the backside
Yes.
of a Belton Tiger. It should be
No.
the Eagles' ball.
It touched number 9.
Or number 9.
Georgetown number 9. It bounced off his back, and a Georgetown football player landed on it.
I thought it came off the Belton guy.
They were running together, and up here it looked like it hit the Belton guy too. And it did. They're going to give it to him. They're going to say it hit the defender from Belton. And so a great play on the special teams for the Eagles. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 42 of Belton for the Eagles.
All right, I'm going to go to Nostradamus. Quick hits, tempo.
You think they're going to change up a little bit. They started to in that last series.
Right.
The first play was 3 or 4 yards. All of a sudden it was quick to the line and go. And so you wonder if they're going to go back to that tempo there.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they called 2 plays in the offensive huddle over on the sideline. See if they can get a little tempo and keep Belton on their heels.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 42-yard line of Belton. Petter in motion to the left. Ross offset to the right of Harmon in the shotgun. The snap back. Harmon drops back 3 or 4 yards. He's taking a shot deep to the end zone. It floats up, and the ball is knocked out of the hands of the receiver. That was Dominguez, but the ball hung up. I think you're right. We're talking about the wind into the face of Harmon and the Eagles here in the first quarter. And that ball hung up just long enough to allow the defender to recover.
So the wind's doing some weird stuff. If you see the flags on the top of the goalpost, they're not blowing that much, but the flags that are about ground level are blowing pretty hard. So if that wind is really strong on the field, that caused that ball to flutter.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 from the 42. Herman takes the shotgun snap. Quick pass. Hits his receiver about the 30, and he goes forward to about the 28. It'll be enough for another borrow from Morrow first down for the Georgetown Eagles. That pass was into the hands of, looks like Dominguez, Marquise Dominguez. Now back to the line quickly. Herman in the shotgun on the far sideline. 1st and 10 from the 28 of Belton. Herman back quickly. Pump fake. Now he goes to the end zone. Wide open is Dickman. Touchdown, Georgetown Eagles.
Oh, I was waiting for Drayden to get open like that. He's so fast, and there's our light show.
And the lights go crazy just like the crowd. A touchdown for your Georgetown Eagles. A 32-yard touchdown pass, but now a flag. And that's going to kill it.
Oh, they're calling him back.
Coach Griffin out to the G at the 25-yard line talking to the head umpire. Illegal formation on the Eagles. So that's going to wipe the touchdown off the board.
Coach needs to be careful.
And the boos come from the hometown stands of Georgetown. That was a beautiful pass there. Herman laid it up, and Dickman ran it down and made the catch about the 2-yard line right into the end zone. And instead, it's going to be a 1st and 15. The crowd, the students chanting, "I disagree." That's awesome.
A good one.
And so now it's, and I had it wrong. They were up at the 28-yard line.
Yeah.
It would have been a 28-yard touchdown pass. Now it's back to the 33 of Belton. First down and 15. 3 receivers left. Petter off to the left of Harmon in the shotgun on the near side. Hash marks. Quick pass out to the left side. The receiver makes the catch. That'll be Dickman, but he falls down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
We're going to be calling that young man's name a lot this season, folks. So get used to hearing that name, Drayden Dickman, for the next 2 years.
Kelly, he's also got the speed to adjust to any kind of throw that's coming his way.
And it looked like it there, Dave, as he was headed down that sideline on that pump fake. It's like he put it in another gear to go get that ball.
Oh, that was beautiful.
2nd and 15 now from the 33 of Belton on the left hash mark. Quick pass, and it's picked in the air by Dickman. He'll make the catch at about the 26-yard line, taken down immediately. And so that'll whack it down now to a third and about 8 for the Eagles from the 26-yard line of Belton. Well, and he has the talent along with the speed there. He went up and got that one, survived the hit, came down with the reception.
The defender timed that hit really well, and Drayden did a good job hanging on to the football.
3rd and 8 from the right side hash mark. And now it's going to be a quick timeout here by Coach Griffin, the first timeout of the half for the Eagles. We'll take it with them. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football. 3 minutes, 1 second left here in quarter number 1. 0-0 your score. The Eagles on their 3rd drive of the game trying to put some points on the board. Back with more Eagle football on SHN in just a moment. Back here now, 3rd and 8 for the Eagles. 3 receivers left. Quick pass from Harmon to the left side. And it's just outside the reach of the Petter on the left side. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 8 from the 26-yard line of Belton. And it looks like the Eagles are going to keep the offense on the field and go for it.
Yeah, with that wind blowing, Saucede is a pretty reliable kicker, but with that wind blowing, it'd be 43 yards into the wind.
So they're going to keep Harmon in the offense on the field. 4th down and 8 from the 26-yard line of Belton. 2:57 left here in the first quarter. Petter on the right side of Harmon in the shotgun, about 5 yards deep. Now he'll move to the left. 3 receivers left. Harmon back 3 or 4 steps, and he's going to get rid of it, but he throws it just short of Petter. He had to get rid of it quickly there. It's number 86. Haynes shot up the middle, putting pressure on Harmon, and the pass is incomplete. Turnover on downs to the Belton Tigers. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 for their 2nd drive of the ball game from their own 26, and they're quickly back out on the field, ready to go.
Wally.
So, Kelly, that tells me that he's got confidence in his defense, and we saw him do this a little bit last year. Go ahead and take advantage of that extra down.
Something that we can keep an eye on if this pace keeps up is Georgetown has run significantly more plays on offense than Belton has. If that keeps up, that defense is going to start getting tired.
1st and 10 from the 26. Belton with the ball for the 2nd time. It'll be a handoff across the left side, and he's stacked up about the 29-yard line. Falls forward to the 30. A gain of 4 on 1st down for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Belton. Number 33, Underwood, L.J. Underwood, on the carry there for the Tigers.
Nice patient run by L.J. Underwood there. Waited for his blocks to develop and turned nothing into something.
2 receivers left, 1 right for Belton from the center of the field. Fake the handoff. LeBlanc rolls to the right. Pass on the run, and it hits on the ground. That was to Mr. Henry. Unable to get to that one. LeBlanc threw it short, incomplete, and now a big 3rd down for this Eagle defense. 3rd and 6 from the 30-yard line of Belton.
Big 3rd down for the Eagle defense, bigger 3rd down for the offense, because if they go 3 and out again, then that puts that defense right back on the field, and those big buffet killers on the line going to start getting tired fast.
3rd and 6 from the middle of the field at the 30-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 right. running back in the backfield. The snap gets away from the quarterback. He's pressured, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. What a job there by the Eagle defense. He'll be whistled dead about the 18, 19-yard line, and it'll be a long 4th down for the Tigers.
Great defensive play call because both of the outside linebackers started around the end, and with that bobbled snap, the quarterback thought he may have some time, but he had no time because both the linebackers called a meeting at the quarterback. They were both on time. Successful meeting for the Georgetown Eagle defense. 3 and out again for Belton.
4th and 17. They'll drop back to punt from the 5-yard line. The punter stands at the 5. He'll take the snap. Dickman back at the 40 of Georgetown waiting for it. It's a beautiful punt. Runs Dickman back to the 33. Fields it there. Gets a block up past the 40, 45. Runs out of bounds at the 47. And now a continuation there on the near sideline. Number 7, Riley Madden, runs Alexander out of bounds and halfway up the bleachers, it seemed like. No whistle there.
Madden actually got held by During, and he was holding him. He didn't like that and drove him off the field, and they both went to the ground out there. The referee had his back to it. He may have thrown a flag on it, but he didn't see it, so no blood, no foul.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 47-yard line. Best field position of the night. Two previous possessions started inside their own 20. Now 1st and 10 from the 47. Harmon in the shotgun. Ross offset right behind him. Turns around, hands it to him. Ross up past the 45, 50, up to the 45 of Belton, down to the 44. A 9-yard run for Mr. Devin Ross, a senior running back with a 9-yard scamper. Now 2nd and 1.
Minute and 10 seconds from having the wind at our back.
1 minute, 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Harmon hands it off to Ross again, hesitates, hits the hole up past the 40, down to about the 36-yard line of Belton. Another borrow from Morrow, 1st down. 2 runs in a row for Ross, and 2 nice pickups.
Nice job that time by the left side of the offensive line of just pushing their guys out of the way. And they're starting to get a little confidence in their blocks now.
Harmon back in the shotgun, far side hash mark. He'll hand it off to Ross again. Up past the 35, now thrown down, but he falls forward up to about the 33-yard line. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Let's see what they give him. About 4 yards down to the 32 of Belton. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Eagles.
Devin ran behind 2 all-district running backs last year. He got a few touches, but we're seeing his strength now.
2nd down and 6. Motion to the right. Harmon in the shotgun. He'll drop back. Hand it off to Ross again. He comes to the right side. He's run out wide. Breaks a couple tackles, but he's knocked back for a loss all the way back to the 37-yard line. That'll make it a 3rd and 11 for the Eagles. A great job there by the Belton defense to string that run out. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So the Eagles will get a timeout here and a chance to set themselves up with a 3rd and 11 from the 37 of Belton when we come back with the second quarter. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. And back, 3rd and 11 here to start the second quarter. Harmon takes a snap, rolls to the left. He's going to throw on the run, And he gets it into the hands of Petter. Petter breaks the tackle all the way in. Touchdown, Georgetown, and there are no flags on the field.
I don't know how he got that ball through that window. I thought it was picked.
Darson Harmon throws a bullet to Petter and got it through the narrowest of that's a threading the needle, and Petter cuts it upfield and takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown. 6-0. The Eagles lead it. Now getting ready for the Minutemen press extra point kick. The Eagles set up middle of the field, the ball down, the kick up, and it is good. 7-0. The Eagles take the first lead of the ball game over the Belton Tigers here in the second half. What a way to start the second quarter. What a way to start the second quarter. You get time to regroup on a 3rd and 11, and you just turn it into a touchdown.
We talked about this, the lack of experience. The play calling has been fantastic for that lack of experience because it's been little chunks here, little chunks there, but they also haven't allowed the defensive backfield to sneak up because every once in a while they take that shot downfield. And that point, the safety's eyes were towards the middle, and the pass came over to the left side. Beautiful pass. Again, I don't know how he got it through that window, but I'll take it. And the Eagles are up 7-0.
Dave, the crowd enjoyed that one. This time they got to celebrate. Pretty loud down there.
Absolutely. It was great. That pass, what great concentration by Petter to get that ball on the run. But then it was fun even after the catch to watch the light show here in the stadium. Now that it's getting dark, it's pretty impressive. So, folks, if you don't want to watch on the stream and you want to make it out to the game, it's pretty cool. Different environment now.
Oohs and ahs.
So the Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive recap, a 53-yard drive, capped off with a 32-yard touchdown pass from Harmon to Andrew Petter, the first touchdown of the season for the Georgetown Eagles. 11:52 left in the first half. The kick by the Eagles, fielded about the 16, drops, picked back up, across the 20, across the 25, and tackled about the 27-yard line. And the Belton Tigers will take over there. Number 8, Oliveira, with the return for the Tigers. They'll set up 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line of Belton for their third possession. Two possessions so far for Belton and not many yards to show.
6 total offensive plays for Belton, and only 4 returning starters on the defense, 4 on the offense for the Eagles, and the defense looks pretty salty at this point.
Handoff up the middle. The run gets past the 30, up to about the 32-yard line. And a swarm of players in both colors get up off the ground. Number 33, Underwood, with the carry up to about the 33-yard line. 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 now for the Tigers.
The eye test down there in the trenches tells you that the Belton offensive line ought to be able to push that defensive line off the ball because they're significantly bigger, but that defensive line is doing a good job of holding their own.
2nd and 5, a quick pass out to the side, but a quick tackle for a loss. The pass went into the hands of number 8, Oliveira.
Great job of Ian Lewis there.
And Lewis, I tell you what, as soon as Oliveira got his hands on the ball, Lewis wrapped him up, threw him down, a 2-yard loss. It looks like they're just going to spot it as a 1-yard loss back to the 31. So 3rd and 6 for the Belton Tigers.
Nice job by Lewis of not getting juked. Didn't buy the fake.
Snap back to the block, but a flag down. It's going to be a false start on the Tigers. So I tell you what, false starts, 2 of them have really put the hurt on the offensive drives of Belton. They had one in the first drive where they seemed to be like they might be pushing towards a first down. It was 3rd and 6, and it dropped it back to 3rd and 11. Gonna do the same thing here, a false start again, and now Belton in a long 3rd down situation from their own 26-yard line.
We've talked about the youth of the Georgetown team, but Belton lost a lot of starters as well. They've got some talent, but it's youthful, not a lot of experience, and it's kind of showing in these first 3 drives that Belton's had. If they go another 3 and out here, that's only 9 total plays on offense.
Looks like number 11, Ty Brown, now back as the quarterback for the Tigers. He drops back, 3rd and 11. Lots of time. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man open, and the catch is going to be made by number 13. And that'll be Angel Guerrero from the 26 all the way up to the 35-yard line of Georgetown. A big first down for the Belton Tigers into Georgetown territory for the first time.
Colin Casey, the corner out there, just lost his man, and he was chasing him down, just desperation. If that pass is a little in front of him, it's a touchdown.
Quick swing pass to the right side in the hands of number 15, up to about the 30, and his legs chopped out from under him. And he'll be down there, a gain of 5, 1st and 10, now a 2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Quick swing pass there from Ty Brown into the hands of Seth Morgan. And it'll bring 2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line of Georgetown. Here on the near hash mark, Ty Brown, the quarterback now for the Tigers. Shotgun, got 2 receivers left, 1 right. He'll hand it off to Underwood up the middle, stacked up about the 29, 28. He'll fall forward about the 27. Give him a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 now for the Tigers.
Underwood doesn't have a lot of height to him, and he kind of got lost behind a couple of those offensive linemen. One of the defenders ran right by him, but linebacker was out there to make the play. This is a huge 3rd down for Belton in particular because they haven't been on the field very long.
Now they're going to make it a 3rd and 3. Marked him down at the 30 or 27-yard line. Snap, he'll hand it back to Underwood off the left side. He's stacked up there. He's going to be stopped. No go. The 3rd down stopped by the Eagle defense for a no gain. It'll be 4th and 3 for the Belton Tigers at the Georgetown 26.
Unless they have a 4-star kicker, you know they're leaving the offense on the field.
What a stop there. Dave, on the right side there, it looked like the defensive line had no problem stacking up Underwood.
Yeah, that's right. They had a good stop on that, and like we've been watching all night, the guys coming to the ball fast.
Brown back in the shotgun. 1 receiver right, 1 left. Takes it back, quick pass out to the left side. Back into the hands of Morgan. He shakes a defender, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. A 27-yard touchdown pass for the Tigers from Ty Brown into the hands of Seth Morgan. And at 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half, the Tigers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Colin Casey out there on the defense again, and he didn't play that route very well because he was playing really deep and didn't move up on the receiver. And then when the receiver caught the ball, he was able to juke him and score.
Extra point is up and good for the Tigers. Number 92, Zach White, puts the extra point through, and we have a tie ball game with 8 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the first half. 7-7 your score as Belton quickly drives down and responds to the Georgetown touchdown with one of their own. And so now an opportunity. Maybe they saw something there because both times I apologize, Seth Morgan with the 2 receptions there, the 2 big gains. Ty Brown going right back to the same man. We haven't seen Henry catch 1 ball, but that's who we kept being told about.
Wally?
Yeah.
The wind is now starting to pick up a little bit more, so I'll be curious how this kickoff goes for Belton. I think there's going to be an up man that ends up picking it up for Georgetown the way this wind's starting to blow down here on the field.
Kicking from the 40-yard line of their own 40-yard line. Number 10, Slade LeBlanc is who sets it on the tee. They mean it when they say he's listed as an athlete. As a position.
Yeah.
So far, quarterback and now kicker as the Tigers spread out along the 35. Slade LeBlanc approaches it, kicks it, and it's going to be a deep one all the way into the end zone.
I was very wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is an athlete there as he put it into the wind all the way for a touchback at the goal line of Georgetown. So Georgetown will take over from their own 20-yard line. A 73-yard touchdown drive for the Belton Tigers to answer the touchdown from the Eagles. So we'll see now how the offense responds.
Such an important drive for Belton then. They needed the points. They needed to give their defense some rest. The touchdown's going to give their defense not only some rest, but give them a little juice, a little excitement now. See how far that momentum carries over on this drive for the Eagles.
So the Eagles will take over on the far hash mark. 1st and 10, Darson Harmon back at the shotgun. Running backs offset to the left side. 3 receivers left, none right. And a quick handoff up past the 25 to the 30. Make it the 31-yard line, a gain of 6. Maybe 7. We'll see where they mark it. Maybe with 31, a gain of 6 for the Eagles. Not sure who ran it there. It looks like Andrew Petter. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
First time we've run the ball on first down.
Another handoff to Petter. Cut back at the 30. Met at the 33. Runs over one and hits all the way up to the 35-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Georgetown borrow from Morrow first down. And they'll reset the chains.
Dave, he kind of runs like Edie did last year.
He does. He's shifty, and it's neat to watch the differences between him and Ross.
1st and 10, 7 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first half. Harmon in the shotgun. A receiver right, 2 receivers left. Petter to the left of Harmon in the shotgun. Tight end to the right. Fake. Now a pass to the left side into the hands of number 14. He breaks a tackle. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Georgetown.
What a great run. During got that ball, and I didn't know if he was going to make it all the way to the end zone, but he was able to outrun that guy. Got a little gassed at the end of the run, but he can be breathing hard in the end zone.
Hayden Daring with a touchdown. What a pass, and he catches it. It was almost like it was a little short.
Yeah.
He picks it up and motors down the near sideline for a touchdown. And now back for the Minuteman Press extra point kick. Are the Eagles 13-7. Now make it 14-7. Saucedo makes the kick, and the Eagles respond quickly. I guess that answers my question.
Yeah.
How will they respond to a Belton driving it down 73 yards to respond to their touchdown? The Eagles with 3 quick plays.
Hey, Dave, I was going to say something after the last extra point, the last Minuteman Press extra point. Looks like Saucedo's gotten a little stronger with his leg.
Hey, Kelly, Coach Griffin is telling us down on the field to tell Curtis, no more lights, please. No more lights flashing on and off.
All right, and we'll spread the news up there. That's a bummer, but we understand. So now the Eagles will set the kick it off. Oh, what a drive there for the Eagles. They had the ball at their own 20. So a Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive recap. 3 plays, 80 yards. Capped off by a 70-yard touchdown pass from Darson Harmon to Hayden Daring. 14-7, the Eagles lead it with 7:17 left here in the first half.
It's neat to see Darson having a really good start to this game so far. Senior leadership is really coming out right now, and he's able to toss that ball around, quick passes. That's typical Georgetown offense, isn't it, Kelly? Keep it simple.
Eagles kick it off. Onside kick. It's going to take a hop, and the Eagles are going to fall on it. The Eagles, no, they didn't. Oh, man. 2 Eagles dove right over the ball. Oh, my goodness. It bounced off of number 48 of Belton. Conroy, he couldn't get a hand on it. And 2 Eagles went right over the top of the ball. Wow, and the Belton Tigers come away with it at their own 44-yard line, and that's where they'll start. 1st and 10. 14-7, Georgetown leads it with 7:13 on the clock left in the first half. Handoff, fake handoff there. Brown drops back. He's going to go across the middle. Double teamed is Henry, and he takes it down between 2 defenders all the way down to the Georgetown 37-yard line. A nice pass there by Brown to Henry. Oh, my goodness. He was the Oreo cream stuffing in that cookie there. 2 Georgetown defenders, one on the front side and one on the back side of Henry. And they come away with the reception there. Now he drops back 1st and 10. A dump pass over to the right side outside the hands of Oliveira. It's over his head, out of bounds, incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Belton Tigers now. At the 37-yard line of Georgetown. And we got Dave back now on the sideline.
Just chatting with the Bearded Wonder. I told him one of these evenings we'll get him on the broadcast here and chat with him what he's seeing down here.
Oh, absolutely. Love the work that the Bearded Wonder puts in for the Georgetown Athletics. Swing pass out to Underwood, past the 30. Runs into a couple of defenders, 3 defenders there. All the way up to the 27-yard line. Enough for a Belton first down. We'll reset it. 1st and 10 for the Belton Tigers at the 26-yard line of Georgetown. 6:25 left here in the first half. Looks like the cameras are frozen up here in the GISD Athletic Complex. We'll try to keep you updated as it goes until we can get them back in line. Shotgun snap, drops back, he's rushed, and a sack for the Eagles back behind the 30. Make it to they're going to give him the 30-yard line. A loss of 3 there on the sack. And that'll bring up 2nd and 13 now.
Number 3 had a lot of patience there and just waited, and then came in there in a kind of a late sack. It was really cool.
Bryson Hanks with the sack. Takes down Ty Brown, a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. 5:45 left in the first half for the Tigers. Hand off to Underwood. Shakes a couple of tacklers. Hit again at the 30. Breaks the tackle. Spins out of it up to the 25. Down to the 20. And now to the 19-yard line. What a run there from the 30 to the 19. 11-yard run for Underwood. And now it's going to make it a 3rd and 2 for the Tigers. A lot more manageable than the 2nd and 13. Nice run there by Underwood. Third and 2 to the 19. Fake the handoff. Brown rolls to the right. He'll swing it out. Catch made there. All the way down. Looks like he stepped out of bounds. Not called. And finally tackled at the 9-yard line. Keep the clock in motion. Now they'll kill it. 5 minutes left on the clock. It's another Belton Tiger first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line of Georgetown.
Kelly, they're really making Trent McConnell run all the way across the field every play.
And now a whistle. False start by the Belton Tigers. Ball start. We'll drop it back now to be 1st and goal from the 14-yard line. So we'll put it 1st and 14 for the Tigers.
1st and goal from the 14 for the Tigers.
4 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the first half. Ty Brown still the quarterback. Second one of the night for the Tigers. He's in shotgun formation. Underwood offset to his right. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for the Tigers from the near hash mark. Brown with a fake. Now he dumps it off. Shake and bake there to make a defender miss, and then brought down at the 5-yard line. The pass over to number 15, Seth Morgan. That brings it to the 5-yard line, so it'll now be 2nd and goal from the 5.
2nd and goal now from the 5.
And it's funny, the way Ty Brown's been slinging the ball, kind of funny that he didn't start. And LeBlanc, the athlete, didn't do bad. A couple of penalties hurt when he was in there on those false starts. But Ty Brown doing a great job of the pump fake there, swinging it out, finding Morgan again. And he got 9 yards there. Makes it 2nd and goal from the 5. Fake the handoff. Brown rolls to his right, looking for a man in the end zone. He'll throw it up, and the catch made for the touchdown. Right at the goal line as he rolls out of bounds. Let's see who he hit there. Was it Henry? It was to the Brian Henry, number 84, makes the touchdown catch with 4:20 left in the half. And the Belton Tigers have cut it to a 1-point game, pending the extra point to tie this one up. 14-13, Georgetown by 1. Now it's a different person kicking this extra point. It is up and good. Number 92, Zach White, puts it through, and the tie now on the scoreboard. 14-14. The Eagles and the Tigers are all square.
So, Kelly, did you tell him to unplug the lights or the cameras? Well, I'm seeing a little bit. Maybe Belton's starting to try and expose the weakness of the secondary there for Georgetown a little bit, making Trent McConnell that leader on the secondary run all the way from both ends, both sideline to sideline, and it might wear him down. But so far there's not that many flags. I mean, it's pretty clean for a first game. All in all, there's a few flags here and there that you would expect, but so far it's good. Hey, we're at least tied up. No, not tonight.
All square, 14 apiece. The kickoff by the Tigers. LeBlanc kicks it, received about the 5-yard line by Petter. Breaks to the right side. No one's over there. Now they track him down, but not before, I believe it was Andrew Petter, got all the way up to about the 38-yard line. Make it the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4 minutes, 13 seconds left.
Number 6, Drake Dickman on the return. He'll be spotted down at the 39-yard line. That'll be first down for the Eagles.
Do you see that little burst of speed there, Kelly, by Dickman? After he received that ball, he just he got a little excited there because we know he's so fast.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 39-yard line of Georgetown. They'll start with the ball on the far side hash mark. Darson Harmon, your quarterback. In the shotgun, Ross, the running back, offset to the left side. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Now the tight end in motion in Hawkins. But a false start penalty whistled before anything even got started. First down and 15 from now the 34-yard line of Georgetown. Reset the offense. Hawkins in motion left. Herman will take the shotgun snap, turn around. Hands it off to Ross to the left side, out past the 35. Makes a defender miss. Gets up to about the 39-yard line. See where they spot him out. And it will be right at the 40-yard line. So Ross gets all the way up to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 9. Good 6-yard run there by Ross. And the Eagles, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. 4 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. It stopped there as Ross out of bounds. Four receivers to the right side, 1 to the left side. Herman in the shotgun, empty backfield. Herman back with the ball, fakes left. Now he's going to take a shot down the near sideline. He overthrows Andrew Petter. It looked like maybe Dominguez. There it is. Marquise Dominguez. Incomplete pass there, about 2 yards in front of Dominguez.
And I will say the wind carried that ball quite a bit. Just right as he threw that ball, there was a good gust of winds right in my face.
And it's funny, Dave, we were talking about that a little earlier, and you look at the flags sticking down there in the north end zone. They're moving, and now finally you're getting them on the goalpost. But earlier the goalposts were flat, and these flags down here were whipping, and so a lot of different things going on with the wind. 3rd down and 9 for the Eagles from the 40-yard line of Belton. Herman, shotgun snap back. He's looking to his right. Now he's going to have to scramble to the right. He's going to throw on the run downfield, and the catch to Dickman, but he can't keep his feet down. He had to go up to get the pass, and it's incomplete, out of bounds. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Eagles with 3:54 left in the half.
Wally, I watched Darson and Dickman warming up there before the game, and that same pass, Dickman came down with it in the end zone, the toe tap inbounds. It was, and Coach Dean looked over at me and grinned. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Number 84, Ryan Eddie Henry, back deep to receive the punt.
Downfield right now, maybe trying to put points on the board before the half.
Snap back, the punt away. Here on the near side, it's going to land out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. All the way up. It's like the Mountain Man game on The Price is Right. It's going to be marked out at the 35-yard line of Belton. So a 1st and 10 for the Belton Tigers at their own 35-yard line.
Tigers take over, first down and 10.
1st and 10, 3:48 left in the first half. 14-14 your score, all tied up. Ty Brown back at quarterback for the Tigers. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Now the 1 receiver in motion, number 5, Ram. He goes to the right side, 2 right, 1 left. Brown gets a snap, quick pass across to the left side. Nice catch there by number number 15, Seth Morgan.
Baylor Alexander
He gets
coverage for
8
the Eagles.
on the first down gain up to the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2.
It's Ram on the reception.
Seth Morgan,
Gain, 2nd down.
key target here early for Ty Brown. 2nd and 2 for the Tigers. 3:15 left in the half. A handoff to Underwood. He'll get up past the 45 to about the 47-yard line, and up for another Belton first down.
By Hanks.
It'll be 1st and 10.
Ball spot at 47. It's Tiger first down.
And back to the line quickly are the Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 47. Snap back to Brown. He's looking to the left side. Now he'll dump it out to the left side. Henry just off his fingertips as he went up for it, back behind him. The ball thrown behind him. Incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Belton Tigers.
Boy, you do see such a change with Brown in there at quarterback now. He's really efficient with his passes. That's really the first off pass that he's really had in these last couple of series.
Brown looks towards the sideline. Belton has it now, 2nd and 10. 2:59 left in the first half. Have it from their own 47-yard line. One receiver right, one left. He'll hand it off to Underwood. Stop, shake, go to the right, cut it back to the middle. Back to the 30-yard line. Make it the 50-yard line across to the 49 of Georgetown. But a flag came in there. So we'll see what happened. It's going to be a holding on Belton, so that'll negate the first down run. 2nd and 2, or 2nd and 10 from the 47. And now it'll be 2nd and 20 from the 37. So another penalty will back up the Belton Tigers. 2nd and 20 from the Belton 38-yard line. Snap back to Brown. He's looking right. The blitz on. He's going to dump it up, and he finds Underwood. A little screen pass, but he's tracked down from behind and taken down at the 44-yard line. Close to getting that sack. Looked like it was Bryson Hanks. Dave, was that Bryson Hanks breaking through there?
Yeah, number 5 on the tackle. Had to go out for this play. Kind of came up limping.
Uh-oh. A.J. Bradshaw on the tackle. And it'll cut it down to 3rd and 13 now.
Bradshaw really chased that guy down, came all the way across the field and got him from behind. Tackled him from back behind him.
3rd and 13 for the Belton Tigers. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the first half. The snap back to Brown. He looks left. Now he scrambles up the middle. He's pressured. He's going to throw on the run, and he floats it. It got tipped at the line by the defense. Good job there. It looked like another play by Bryson Hanks. Senior linebacker all over the place. And it knocks the pass incomplete. 4th and 13, and looks like the Tigers will come in and punt it away with 1:59 left in the quarter.
Fourth down. That's big. That's a big stop for these Eagles.
Again, that patience by number 3, Hanks, to have that patience to wait. And when that quarterback jumped out, he just couldn't go anywhere.
Bryson Hanks calling his name several times, the senior linebacker. Snap back, the punt away. What a good punt there into the wind. It'll knock down at the 9-yard line. It'll be stopped there by a Belton Tiger. Dickman backed away from it. It landed about the 19 and got a friendly roll for the Tigers. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line with 1:49 left here in the half. The Eagles will have the ball. Opportunity to run now, the first game of the year, and in the first half, you have your first 2-minute drill. See what the Eagles can do here on offense to see if they can put a score on the board before the half. They still have 2 timeouts remaining here in the half. 1:49 left. They'll be at the near side hash mark. Darson Harmon back at the helm.
Yeah, Belton's got all 3 of their timeouts. So if Georgetown tries to run the ball and doesn't gain anything, Belton may try to get this ball back.
Harmon in the shotgun. Petter to his left. Ross behind him deep. One receiver right and left. Harmon back. He's going to take a shot down the right side line. And it looks like it just went through the hands of Darson Dickman.
It did. It
Drayton.
just
Drayton
slipped right
Dickman.
through his hands. Right through
Oh,
his hands.
my goodness. I think he saw end zone. Oh, what a nice pass there by Darson, hanging it up there. But incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 9-yard line. I'm not sure the defensive back would have caught Dickman in a race down the near sideline on the far sideline there.
No, everybody in the stands was holding their breath on that one.
2nd and 10 for the 9. Darson fakes the snap, and now we'll get the updated call from the sideline. Backs up. 4 receivers right, 1 left. Empty backfield. Shotgun snap to Darson. Quick pass off to the right side. Hits Petter. Petter gets some blocks on the outside. Past the 20. Lays a man down, but a flag comes in late. Enough for an Eagle first down. A borrow from Morrow. Eagle first down. But the late flag came in there. I'm not sure if it was holding or what. On that far sideline. It'll be their 1st and 10, or it's going to be backed up inside about the 5-yard line for the Eagles.
There were a couple of Eagles out there blocking to break him free.
Calling a hold.
It's going to be a holding on the Eagles, so they're going to have to take the penalty. Otherwise, it's a first down. So it'll back up from 2nd and 10 at the 9-yard line of half the distance of the goal. Are they going to call it a spot foul?
Well, the hold happened after the pass was completed, so it's going to be from the spot where the hold was.
So it'll be 2nd down again. We'll see where they go with it. Looks like they called it at the 22-yard line, 21.
Should be about the 12.
They called Devin Ross out there I guess he was out there on the side holding.
So it'll be 2nd, and it looks like 7 from the 12-yard line.
And the clock stops.
So you don't use a timeout, and it really didn't punish you much in that sense. You didn't get the first down, but since it was after the completion, you have 2nd and 7 instead of a 2nd and super long. So they should not have reset it to 2nd and, or are they going to call it 1st and 10? They can't be 2nd and 10 and reset the chain, so it looks like a first down. So it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 12-yard line. Back to Harmon. Quick swing pass to the left side. Petter makes one miss. Now drags another. Gets up past the 20 to about the 22-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be enough for another borrow from Morrow first down. But you have an injured Belton Tiger down about the 16-yard line.
And there is an official timeout on the field.
1:26 left in the first half. We'll take a quick timeout, check on this player here. Be back with more Eagle football on SHN in just a moment. Back here, number 7, Riley Madden. Walks off under his own power for the Tigers. Walks off the field, and Riley Madden's going to be okay for the Tigers. 2nd and 10, Darson. Pass across the middle. Almost made a one-handed catch there. Marquise Dominguez tried to bring it in.
You almost said Goodwin.
I did. I almost, number 84 for the Longhorns back in the day, and then the 49ers.
Yeah.
Marquise Dominguez went up and almost brought that in. Right-handed, a one-handed catch.
Just the timing, just a little bit there, Wally. Just a little behind him from my angle.
So it'll bring up one board saying 3rd and 10, one saying 2nd and 10. We're going 2nd and 10 because it's saying that on the field. Harmon scrambles away from pressure out to the right side, gets away from a sack, now scrambles again, misses, gets a couple of blocks. Oh, big blindside block there. And a flag comes down.
That's going to be for that block.
Oh, what a jump there. I think it was Andrew Petter that cracked back and got that block on the lineman chasing Harmon for his life. 1:09 left here. So we'll see what they're going to call here. There's a flag down. They're going to call it on the Eagles. Illegal block in the back on the Eagles. So instead of still second down, so it's going to be 2nd and 15. There is some miscommunication between the field umpire and the crew and what they have on the field and what the scoreboard is showing. So I apologize back and forth with what it is, and first down, second down, 8th down, 25th down.
First game jitters.
Yeah. So it's declined. So it'll be 3rd and 7 now. 3rd and 7 from the 23-yard line is what it looks like. For the Eagles, clock starts back up. 1:05 left here in the half. Eagles have it at their own 23-yard line. Harmon scrambling around, and he's going to be sacked. He got sandwiched there. A big hit for the Belton Tigers, and now a flag comes in late.
That's going to be against Belton for taunting. They stood over Darson and taunted him.
And the thing is, it wasn't even a sack. Or, yeah, it was a sack. About a 3-yard sack. It would have been 3rd and 13.
Sandwich sack.
So we'll see what they call here. It's going to be a big first down. 48 seconds left in the half. And it is an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Tigers. So instead of being 4th and 12 from the 21-yard line, Kelly, it's going to be 1st and 10 after 15 yards are walked off here to the 36-yard line. So now that changes what coach really can do here. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. It's got to be up to the 36-yard line. 37, 38-yard line. Even better. So,
well, you know, those young Belton players are pretty excited to be able to get to Darson because, number one, he's so big, and he's also, we expect him to be highly recruited this year. I mean, he's a 3-year starter. He knows what he's doing. So for them to sack him, I mean, they just got a little too excited there.
And I'm glad to see him hop up the way he did after he got sandwiched between two big defensive linemen.
Right.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 38-yard line. So officially another borrow from Morrow Eagle first down at the 38-yard line. 48 seconds left, still 2 timeouts. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Harmon gets the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff, drops back. Pressure applied, goes deep across the middle. Dominguez, oh, it's in and out of his hands. He had his man beat to make that catch.
Guys, Dominguez had it, but credit to number 19 for Belton. He reached in there and kept his hands on him and popped that ball out of Dominguez's hands.
Connor Whitman. Man, and you were right there, Dave. I'm glad you saw that because it looked like Dominguez brought it in for a minute.
He did.
And Whitman.
Number 19 stayed with it.
So Whitman saves a big gain there. Quick pass left side to Petter. He breaks away from a tackle, gets up to about the 48-yard line. Enough for another borrow from Morrow first down. 34 seconds left in the half, but Petter can't get up. He's going to stay down about the 48-yard line where he was tackled. Not a good sign there for the sophomore, Andrew Petter.
I was fixing to say, Kelly and Wally, it's been so much fun watching Petter run. He's so shifty. He's so hard to tackle. See what yards after contact are for this young man at the end of the season.
Yeah, very shifty, and like right there, he makes one man miss, picks up several more yards, and has that ability. And just one of the 4 sophomores that Coach Griffin was talking about that would be starting, and just a shifty, quick runner for the Eagles. He's going to come off. It looks like he had a cramp as well. The same thing is what it looked like for Riley Madden, the Belton Tiger that went down.
You said he's just a sophomore?
Yeah, Andrew Petter shows to be a sophomore.
Does not look like it. He's got good size for a sophomore. He looks like a senior.
.34 seconds left here in the first half. The Eagles have the ball on their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10. They just took their second timeout of the first half, so they have one remaining. And they have the wind here, a pretty good breeze out of the south for the Eagles here. So you got a 1st down and 10 at midfield. Yeah, and you've got a quarterback that's got an arm, and you got two pretty shifty, fast receivers out there in Dominguez and Dickman. So we'll see what Coach Griffin draws up here for the offense. They come out of the timeout. Good to see Riley Madden back on the field for the Belton Tigers. He was the one down a little bit ago. He's back on the field for the Tigers. Harmon back in the shotgun near side hash marks. 1st and 10 from the 48. Snap back to Harmon. He drops back 3 or 4 yards, and now he's got to scramble for his life again to the right side. On the run, about the 45. He'll tuck it and run out of bounds about the 50-yard line. Make it to 49, a gain of 1 there. So it'll be 2nd and 9.
Ball now spotted at the 49-yard line over the Eagles. It'll be 2nd down.
And now Andrew Petter back on the field. So good to see both of the men that have been down here in the first half on the ground, had to be tended to, both back on the field. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles from the 49-yard line, far side hash mark. Herman gets the shotgun snap, rolls to his left. He sets up, throws on the run, but it's almost picked off. What a job there of reading that one by number 6, Aaron Bain. That ball floated in there. Petter looked like he was going to have a chance at it, and here came Bain out of nowhere reading it. .20 seconds left here in the half number 1. 3rd and 9 from the 49-yard line. Herman in the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Fakes the handoff. Quick pass to an inside route to Dominguez. He has blockers out, stacked up about the 45 of Belton. And he'll break free up to the 44 of Belton. And a quick timeout there.
On the reception. Will be brought down to 44.
Coach Griffin goes out and calls the timeout. But they let it run. He started to call it. I thought it looked like about 8 or 9 seconds left.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it'll be 4th and 3 from the 44-yard line of Belton.
Yeah, we'll see. I can probably walk with them. We're so fortunate we were able to get the mic out on the front porch, as I like to call it, and we've got pretty good signal down on the field, guys. I'm pretty happy to be down here on the field, if you can't tell.
Love having you back down there on the sideline this year after everything going on last year. Just a great night of football here in the Central Texas area, getting it kicked off again. A couple of games last night from the district the Eagles are in. Austin Anderson played in the Taco Shack Bowl against McCallum and lost 14-13. The only difference there was a mishandled snap, a low snap on an extra point, and that ended up costing Anderson the game. And then the Manor Mustangs fell as well. 4th and 2 from the 44-yard line of Belton. Herman back. He looks to set up. He's being rushed there. He gets out of the trouble. He's going to throw it up towards the end zone, the Hail Mary, and it's tipped up and knocked down about the 4-yard line. And that's how we end the first half. 14-14, all square between the Georgetown Eagles and the Belton Tigers. They go into the locker room, and we'll take a break.
Wait. Coach? You want to talk to Coach?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Coach, what are you seeing so far? What are you liking so far in the first half out of your Eagles?
We're playing really hard. We're doing some good stuff. One of those touchdowns is probably on me going for an onside kick early, but maybe we were close to getting that. Just got to knock out a few mistakes, and we're going to put a couple more points on the board.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck second half. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. Great hearing from Coach Griffin as they head in. 14-14 your score at halftime. 28 minutes on the board. Stay with us. We're going to reset. Make sure we can get some camera angles up here for you guys. Refresh the system. You might lose us for half a second. Come back on. We'll be back with more Eagle football here on SHN Sports. We go to the second half, and we worked tirelessly trying to fix this video deal, and there's been a short out, and I don't know if it's weather-related or what. Never had that problem before, and so we'll finish the game audio only. New components on the way tomorrow, and we'll get it all going again. So the second half will be audio transmission only. The Eagles come out, and they will kick the ball away to start the second half. 14-14 your score. Belton to receive from the north end. We'll see what happens here. A good first half. You saw some, like Coach Griffin said as he went into the locker room, saw some things he liked. Took credit for one of those touchdowns on that onside kick. But they had I tell you what, you're talking about a slight opportunity of missing that. They could have easily recovered that, and it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, I like the call. Coach, second guess yourself, but I like the call.
Sauceda set to kick things off. No, a different kicker, and he's going to put you down the left side. But unfortunately, it's going to hit and go out of bounds about the 12-yard line. That'll bring a flag out of the pocket of the near side line judge.
Pulling the trickeration out.
Number 81, Kelson King. Put the boot to that one. But it goes out of bounds, so Belton will take over. 1st and 10. Dave right there in the middle of the band. Dave, do not take the tuba from the tuba player. So Belton's going to back the Eagles up and make them kick again. So the Eagles will set up at the 35-yard line instead of the 40.
Wally Kelly had a chance to visit with offensive coordinator Ricky Beatty during the break, and he's liking what he's seeing. It's first game jitters, but as long as they put a few more things together, he's happy to have Darson back there as a signal caller. And I told him, I said, we were really having a lot of fun watching Petter, and he says, yeah, he's pretty shifty.
Petter had a good first half. Darson settling in, leading the team, the senior quarterback. Now the kickoff team readies again. Sauceda, the kicker, calls out the signals. They spread out. The Belton Tigers. Their 2 deep men drop back to about the 10-yard line now. And now the kick. Kelson King slipped right before he planted the foot there to kick off. And the ball squirts down. Luckily, a Belton Tiger dove on it.
That was confusing for all of us.
Yeah.
Well, it's back to traditional football.
The poor young fella, I think a sprinkler head tripped him up on that one, so it's unfortunate. He feels pretty bad.
So
Just tripped up right before he put toe to leather.
Belton Tigers take over at the 36-yard line. From the near side hash mark, Ty Brown, the quarterback. He'll hand it off to Underwood. Up to about the 35, now to 38, 40-yard line. Drives to about the 42. So a gain of about 7 yards, 6 yards for the Tigers. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Dave, is the wind blowing real hard where you're at?
No, it's all laid down. I'm going to move away from the band so y'all can hear me.
2nd and 4 for the Tigers from their own 42-yard line. Ty Brown, now Seth Madden in motion. Underwood takes the handoff up past the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Make it the 48-yard line. And a first down for the Belton Tigers.
Off those first 2 plays, it looks like the Belton coaches saw something right in the middle of that defensive line that they like, with that Georgetown playing that 3-4 defense like they are.
LJ Underwood now to the left side of Ty Brown, back in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right, center of the field snap. Madden in motion. Now a swing pass back behind Madden, about the 42. Now up past the 50 to the 45 to the 44-yard line of Georgetown, about an 8-yard gain. And that'll be 2nd and 2, make it 2nd and 1. They're going to mark him down at the 43. Second and 1 now for the Belton Tigers.
Well-designed play call there by Belton, because they had Georgetown coming in off the left side of the offensive line on a blitz, and the quarterback was able to swing it out there, and guys all by himself. Receivers made good blocks out there, so 2nd short.
They used that motion in the previous play. The Madden went in and they handed it off to Underwood.
That should have been an illegal substitution.
Now the Belton Tigers, 2nd and 1, false start, and that penalty comes out.
There's the 5 yards.
They'll take that 5 yards that way. Yeah, it's already set to the line of scrimmage, and then a running back change at the last second.
Looks like number 66 on the left side of the Belton line jumped a little early there, fellas.
So give it to Robert Trent, the left tackle, and back him up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now from the Georgetown 48-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ty Brown with Underwood offset to his left side. He'll hand it to him. Now reverse to Madden. Pitch it back to Ty Brown, and he's going to go deep, and wide open is Henry, and he floats it up. Henry at the 6, and he takes it into the end zone for a Belton touchdown. Looks like the defense bit on the reverse, and the pitch back to Ty Brown, and he hung it up there. And
touchdown, Belton.
Brian Henry, the big senior tight end, number 84, catches it about the 6-yard line and takes it in for the touchdown for the Belton Tigers.
I thought Georgetown had it defended well. Thought they had blown it up, but I, like the 11 Eagles on the field, wasn't expecting the pitch back to the quarterback.
And a very awkward pitch. Whistle right before the snap there. See what they're going to call here. When Madden pitched that ball back to the quarterback, Ty Brown, that was almost a forward lateral. He pitched it kind of sideways because he had to avoid a player, and he kind of took a step back, and he almost pitched that one forward, which would have made it an illegal forward pass to Henry. But so a close play there.
Coach almost needed to replace his headset. Coach Griffin is not happy about something. He's giving him an earful about the 5-yard line. Something happened there he didn't like.
He just yelled at the near side line judge. Now the Tigers back in extra point. The kicking formation, the snap back. It's down and the kick away, and it is good. Zach White, number 92, puts it through, and Belton now leads by 7, 21-14, with 10:14 left here in the third quarter. The first time Georgetown has trailed in this ball game.
For those sitting at home with no video, we can paint a little bit more of the picture. A really great turnout tonight. Not very many people have left the stadium at all with this game being tied up. Student section's packed. You know, Georgetown's in their blue uniforms and silver pants, and Belton's in all white.
Dave, are you someplace where you can hear what Coach Griffin's?
No, I'm in the end zone.
Okay.
Can't quite hear it.
Okay.
But good turnout from Belton too. You know, they've got a large 6A school. Like they all, you know, right up the road. About 25 minutes. So good turnout for them. So great night, Central Texas Friday night football here in Georgetown.
I tell you what, Coach Griffin gave the Umpire, the head official, and the line judge, an earful. He was out near the near side hash marks.
He's got laser beams coming out his eyes at the referee.
He's taking a walk. He walked all the way back down to the 20 to cool off.
He is hot.
Yeah.
So the Tigers back to kick it off. They set the ball at the 40-yard line. LeBlanc, the athlete, number 10, back to kick it off. And he'll kick it deep to the far side. It'll be fielded at the 3-yard line. The ball taken up past the 20, 25, off a tackle. Bounces off of that past the 30. See where they mark him down at. Coach Griffin walking with the near side line judge and in his ear the entire time as the Georgetown return comes out to the 31-yard line. So 1st and 10, a 28-yard return there for the Eagles. And they'll have it 1st and 10 with 10 minutes, 7 seconds left in the third quarter, trailing by 7, 21-14. They'll start it out at the 31-yard line on the far side hash mark. Darson Harmon, the quarterback. Ross in the backfield.
Little pause and play here while they get the 1st and down line crew sorted out. I think we're having a medical emergency over here with one of the guys that holds the sticks.
Chain gang.
So the lead official all the way on the other side of the field talking to the chain crew.
Yeah, they're looking at his hand.
So I had a chance to talk to one of the coaches going to the locker room. I kind of asked him, I said, what happened with the lights? And I think it might have had something to do with counting personnel for the extra point. So they'll hopefully tweak that for the next games coming up here at Birkelbach. And because it's really neat, folks, for those that haven't been out here, it's neat what they can do with these LED lights now, these stadiums.
And I think the only thing, Dave, is if you look at it, at one point, though, after the touchdown, it almost went black in here. Right. And I think if they continued a decent amount of light in that run of lights, it would be fine. But it almost went to a blackout at one point.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you. It's pretty neat to watch, and what an absolute neat feature to have.
Yeah.
The scoreboard is beautiful, and everything here at Birkelbach Field is just top of the line. And so
it's hard to predict what it's going to be like on a game night. You know, you can come out here and test it and ooh and all, but when the coaches are actually talking on their headsets and they're trying to work everything out and the lights go out, that's not something that they're accustomed to. So
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Georgetown now back out on the field. Things are ready to go. The chains are set from the far side hash mark. Darson Harmon in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Ross. Stops, cuts back at the 30, 35. Hits a man and runs over him to the 40, 41-yard line. A 10-yard gain there for the senior running back, Devin Ross. And a borrow from Morrow first down out to the 41-yard line. One play, one first down for the Eagles here on this drive to answer for their first possession of the second half. 9:45 left in the third quarter. Petter now in motion to the left side. Take the handoff, give it to Ross outside the right side. 40, 45. Carries two men with him up to about midfield. Nice running there by Devin Ross, the senior running back.
It is, and I like seeing Devin get those carries and start getting some momentum to him. He's coming off to take a little breather. That brings us down to 9:26 in the third quarter. Georgetown driving almost right at midfield now, and got a little something going on offense.
Two receivers left, one right. Second down and one from midfield. Harmon takes it. Now he'll pitch it, but it's behind Petter, and he has to fall on it, and it's going to be a big loss all the way back to the 44-yard line. That pitch was just behind Andrew Petter, and he did a great job of just recovering and falling on that one. But that'll be a loss of 6 yards, so now it'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Eagles.
This is a big third down right here with Belton taking that touchdown in on their first drive, or on that last possession. Georgetown needs to keep this drive going so their defense doesn't get tired.
8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. 3rd and 7. Harmon, shotgun snap, throws it left side to Dominguez, but that's broken up by number 19, Connor Whitman. Pass is incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down now. And 7. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Darson may be getting ready to back up and punt this ball. They did that a lot last year, but Darson's timing just doesn't seem on.
4th and 7 from the 44-yard line of Georgetown. And there it is right there. The defense jumped there, and the nose guard, number 60, Jonah Myers, jumps across and hit the center, helmet to helmet.
There's going to be a lot of money in the swear jars in the locker rooms from this coaching staffs.
So is that with contact?
Yeah.
So that would be a first down?
No,
it'll just be a 5-yard penalty. That'll bring up 4th and 2 now for the Eagles.
But with how Belton's moved the football, I don't know if you go for this or not. Try to draw them off sides again, but
4th and 2 from the 49 of Georgetown. Petter in motion. Handoff Ross up to the 50. Drive to the 49, and he gets passed up to the 48-yard line before he gets driven back. And forward momentum gets the 4th down conversion. Another borrow from Morrow. Eagle first down.
I really like watching Ross run. He's quite a load for these Belton kids to bring him down. And then it's nice for him to come out and get a break, and Petter steps back there, and he's shifty. So it's a lot of fun watching this run game so far, Kelly.
1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Belton. The snap back. Harmon will keep it across 45-yard line. Cuts back 40 all the way up to the 35-yard line. They're going to mark him down maybe at the 36. Near side has him at the 35. But they'll mark Harmon down at the 36. Another borrow from Morrow, first down on a good keeper there by the senior quarterback, Darson Harmon.
So the effectiveness that Georgetown's had with the running game got the linebacker to buy the fake handoff, because Darson tucked it into the belly of the running back, pulled it out, and the linebacker had already gone towards the running back who was going to the left. Darson cuts it back to the right for a good gain.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of Belton. Here comes in motion Petter. He'll take the handoff, and he's tripped up just for a 1-yard gain at the 35-yard line as he falls down. And it'll bring up 2nd and 9 now for the Eagles at the Belton 35-yard line.
When they watch the film, Devin Ross is going to get a little harassed on that lookout block he threw because he missed his block altogether. So.
2nd and 9 from the 35. One receiver left, 2 right. Harmon takes the shotgun snap, back 2 or 3 steps, fires to the left side. It's caught there by Dominguez, and he's up the sideline, pushed out of bounds. See where they mark him out of bounds here. And it's going to be at the 20-yard line. Another borrow from Morrow, first down for the Georgetown Eagles, all the way up to the 20 of Belton.
The cornerback, Connor Whitman, number 19 for Belton, shoved him, and he didn't shove him quite hard enough because he was almost able to keep his feet. And but he gained a few more yards, but he should have shoved him a little harder out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the 20, near side hash mark. Harmon takes a shotgun snap, hands it to Ross, right up the middle, 20, 15, all the way down to the 10, maybe the 9. Let's see where they mark him. It's going to be at the 9-yard line. And inside,
first down.
For another borrow from Morrow, first down. They're going to go quickly in the Smoothie King red zone. The handoff to Ross again, across the 9, down to the 5-yard line, and he's dragged out of bounds about the 4-yard line. Let's see where the near side linesman marks him. It'll be at the 4, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 for the Eagles.
Boy, I like this running game, and the offensive line's doing a good job with their blocks.
Yes, sir.
Opening up that running game, and boy, that just changes the whole dynamic of this.
6 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Ball's at the 4-yard line. Darson Harmon back at the shotgun. Ross deep behind him. Turn, hand it to Ross across the 5-yard line. Breaks to the outside, runs over a couple of Belton defenders, but then he gets stacked up by 4 defenders and taken down, it looks like, about the 1-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 2. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2 for the Eagles.
If Devin would get over his cleats a little more, not run so straight up, boy, he could really use those strong legs to drive forward. But he runs kind of standing straight up. But man, he's strong.
I'm seeing some Belton players with their hands on their hips right now because Devin is running pretty hard, and it's smash mouth right now down here on the field.
3rd and goal from the 2. The handoff goes now to number 9. It's going to be a touchdown. Kalen Moose.
Nice.
Runs it in for the Georgetown Eagle touchdown, and they answer with 5:41 left in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles respond with a touchdown of their own on their opening possession of the 3rd quarter. and a great job by the offense. Get back into that rhythm that we were talking about,
Yeah.
Kelly. Run the ball, a pass here or there, but they ran the ball consistently right down the throat of the Tigers.
I think on that drive, there were only 2 passes on that whole drive.
Back in extra point formation, the Minutemen press extra point kick is good. And the ball game is tied up again at 21 apiece with 5:41 left in the third quarter. A little more life there on the sidelines, Dave.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of excitement. Even the middle schoolers are getting excited down here. No, it's
Yeah, a lot of
it's
times
fun.
they don't even watch the game. Just like a,
You know.
it looks like an ant pile sometimes there in the middle school section.
The Flex ATX reporter has a smile. Bearded Wonder has a smile. Everybody's having a blast down here. Just great to be back on Friday Night Football.
Looks like Coach Griffin has gained some other color back in his face other than red with that performance there. A 69-yard Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive. 69 yards capped off by a 2-yard run by the Moose. 2-yard touchdown run evens things up at 21 apiece. Now put the ball teed up back on the 40-yard line to kick it off all square. 21 for the Eagles, 21 for the Belton Tigers. Next week, back in play against 6A Region 2 District 12. The Eagles will be on the road at Copperas Cove and will be taking on another district opponent of the Belton Tigers, the Copperas Cove team, as they play.
This is going to be a really important drive for Belton now, since that was an extended drive for the Eagles.
And the kickoff to the near sideline. And another kick out of bounds. It's like the Eagles are purposely aiming away from somebody deep. But now that's the second kickoff out of bounds in a row. We'll see what the Tigers do. It looks like they're going to make them kick it again. So we'll back it up, tee it up from the 35-yard line and try again.
I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Georgetown had that extended drive, and it wasn't just the passes that was there. So the defensive line was having to block and pursue. And whenever the offense can run the ball like that, that starts to wear out that defense even more. And that's why you hear at any level to talk about controlling the running game. Being able to run the football is so important. So it's going to be important for Belton now to have a little bit of an extended drive to give those big fellas some time to breathe.
But what a good look there. Moose with his first carry of the ball game. And nothing Belton had seen all night long. And all of a sudden he takes that inside handoff, crashes it right up the middle for the 2-yard touchdown run. 5:39 left in the third quarter. 21-21. The Eagles tie it up on their first possession of the second half. Now they'll be kicking off from the 35-yard line. Salcedo will kick it down the right side. Caught about the 18-yard line by the Tigers. Up past the 25 to the 30, 35, and then he'll be slammed down there by an Eagle player. It was LeBlanc that returned that from the
Maybe that's who they
18.
were
Go again?
Maybe that's who they were trying to stay away from.
Maybe. He returned it from the 18 up to the 35.
And he's your quarterback for the Tigers right now.
And now Ty Brown back off the field. LeBlanc, the athlete. Slade LeBlanc, the junior, back in at quarterback, wearing number 10. 3 receivers right, 1 left. He'll peel off to the left. It's a designed run out past the 35 to the 40. Runs out of bounds. See where they mark him out there. It'll be a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 now.
It's really interesting how the offensive approaches have changed for both teams, because Belton started off in this second half really attacking the middle of the Georgetown defensive line with some success, and now they put their athlete back in the quarterback position, and they're testing those edges.
And Underwood out. Warner, the tailback, in by LeBlanc in the backfield. He takes the handoff up past the 40, driving the pile forward, gets up to the 44-yard line, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 now for the Belton Tigers.
Now this is an important 3rd down from what I was talking about a little earlier and trying to keep your defensive linemen fresh. They're really wanting their offense to convert this 1st down.
The Belton Tigers, 3rd and 1 from their own 44-yard line. LeBlanc in the shotgun, Warner, the running back, offset to his right side. 2 receivers left. Fakes the handoff. LeBlanc rolls out, throws it open to Henry. He's down past midfield to the 45-yard line, make it the 43 of Georgetown. A first down for the Eagles. Henry came streaking all the way across the field. LeBlanc rolled to the right and hit Henry in stride for the first down.
First couple of possessions that Belton had, we didn't call Henry's name at all, but since then we've called it a lot. And we saw there with the play designs, they're sending their receivers deeper and deeper, but sending Henry shallow across the middle and over into the flats. And they're having a lot of success with that. And Henry, even though he's a big body, he's still got some pretty good speed, and he's able to outrun those linebackers.
Belton here in the third quarter going left to right. They're at the Georgetown 43-yard line. LeBlanc with a snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to be tackled. He loses the ball. The ball's free. But it looks like one of the linemen jumps back on it. The ball back to midfield. A loss of 7 yards for the Tigers, and that'll bring up 2nd and 17 from midfield now. They read that one well as he faked the handoff to Warner. LeBlanc tried to take off to the left, and there was an Eagle defender ready to lay the wood to LeBlanc. And he went down and lost the ball.
It wasn't a circumstance where they got messed up on the exchange because they were past that point. LeBlanc just dropped the football as he was trying to roll out to the left. He had a couple of receivers running some routes, so I don't think it was a design rollout run. I think he was going to look for a receiver out there.
2nd and 17. The blitz is on. They got LeBlanc. He's falling back. He just heaves it up. And he gets away with that one. No defender in the area, just short of number 88, Garrett Mooney. It's incomplete, and that brings up a 3rd and 17 now.
It's that catch the freeze. He had a head start on that one. Number 5 coming around the corner, headed for the quarterback. He was trucking it.
A.J. Bradshaw had a read on LeBlanc, and LeBlanc very lucky to get rid of that ball before the sack. That would have been a loss of about 12 or 15 yards. Instead, it's 3rd and 17 from midfield for the Tigers. 2 receivers right, 2 left. LeBlanc in the backfield. Now 1 receiver in motion. LeBlanc will take the shotgun snap. And here's the blitz on. A.J. Bradshaw just misses him. LeBlanc scrambling for his life, gets across midfield, and then he's going to be pushed out at the 46-yard line of Georgetown. A great job there. 4-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th and 12 now. 4th and 13 for the Belton Tigers.
Nice job by the defensive backs in not giving too much up to the receivers. And whenever LeBlanc tucked that ball and started trying to run, there was no way he was going to be able to get that first down. So he tucked it, went out of bounds, and lived to fight another day. But looks like Belton's going to be punting the football, and that's big for this defense.
Been watching some friendly conversations between the lines and the secondary of Georgetown. I think number 50 for Belton. And I don't think they're talking about wanting to go hunting together on Wednesday morning.
They're not meeting for breakfast, are they?
No.
Belton back to punt, 4th and 13 from the 46 of Georgetown. The snap back, and the punt is away. Nice deep punt. It's going to land at the 11 and take a Belton hop and stop there, be downed at the 10, make it the 11-yard line. Downed by number 50, Jackson Engelkey. He downs it for the Tigers, so the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line.
Boys, we got us a football game.
I tell you what, you can't ask for much more than
I
this.
love it.
That we talked to Coach Griffin earlier in the week about you made a challenging non-district schedule. 2 6A teams and the Liberty Hill Panthers. You didn't do your team there is no cream puffs on the schedule. And then you go into district play against Cedar Park in week 1 of district. And so a battle here on the first night of football. The Eagles have it. 3:40 left in the third quarter. Hand off to Ross across the left side. Stop, cuts back at the 15 and gets all the way up to the 19-yard line. What a run there. The senior running back Ross is doing some work here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's nice to see Devin get these carries because, like I said last year, he ran behind 2 all-district running backs. And now it's his show. Of course, he's switching out carries with Petter, but Devin's really got a good head of steam on him now, and feed him the football.
2nd and 1 from the 19. Fake the handoff. Darson backs up. Receiver falls down. Now Darson's going to have to scramble. Gets across the 20, 25. Cuts it up about the 28. Runs over a defender. And taken down at the 29-yard line. A borrow from Morrow. First down for the Georgetown Eagles. And Darson Herman
reason you heard me say something there, it sounded like number 19 pretty much pushed Dominguez down.
I wondered if it looked like he didn't fall on his own.
I guess the refs just missed it, but I don't know, a holding or a pass interference, but he couldn't.
First and 10 from the 29. A handoff to Ross. Gets up across the 30. Scoots forward and gets a gain of about 3 yards up to the 32-yard line. A good job of turning nothing into something by Ross.
We're going to find out what kind of conditioning he did over the summer.
2nd and 7 from the 32. Looked like he was going to get stacked up there at the line of scrimmage. And he squirts free for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the far side hash marks. 2 receivers right. A snap back, handed off, and now a pitch back to Petter on a flea flicker, and he gets back to the he's going to lose 1 yard. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. That one got blown up a little bit there by the defensive line penetration.
He got so lucky because he one-handed that football because Ross got hit right whenever he pitched it back. Petter one-handed it. That was almost tragedy in the backfield, but for a loss of a yard, it could have been significantly worse.
1:45 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 8 for the Eagles from their own 31. Far side hash mark. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Darson Harmon in the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops back 4 or 5 yards. Swings it out here to Petter at the 40. Petter hits a defensive man about the 43, and he's taken down there. Number 6, Bain, was super excited, but too bad he gave up. Too many yards there to Petter. Petter got the ball and turned it upfield. Enough for a first down. A borrow from Morrow. Eagle first down. Up to their own 43-yard line. 1:15 left in the third quarter. 21-21 your score. Near side hash mark. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Now in motion is Hawkins. Herman in the backfield with Ross behind him. Takes a snap, hands it to Ross. Cut back at the 40. Up to the 45. Hops over a defender. Runs into one and takes him down to the 45. A gain of about 2 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
Boy, the
Kelly,
more. Go ahead, Dave.
Are you enjoying watching this offensive line?
I am. That's exactly what I was about to talk about because these kids are doing a good job.
5 brand new starters. 9 offensive linemen graduated last year. 5 new starters on the line and doing battle tonight here in week 1. Herman drops back, fakes a handoff, throws it downfield into the hands of Marquise Dominguez. It's complete for a borrow from Morrow first down all the way down to the 23-yard line of Belton. Make it the 22-yard line. What a pass there from Darson Herman to Marquise Dominguez. Quick snap back. Swing it out to Dominguez. He catches it, and he's taken down quickly there for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
On that last play, Braxton Haynes, number 86, was bearing down on Darson, and Darson just stood his ground in the pocket. It was really good play by Darson to stand his ground because I know he saw him coming. He was coming from Darson's right side.
And that'll let the third quarter run out. The Eagles will have it. 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line of Belton. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with quarter number 4. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports coverage of Georgetown Eagle football live from Birkelbach Field and the Georgetown Independent School District Athletic Complex. 21-21 as we head to quarter number 4. But more importantly, we need to make sure we give a shout out to Miss Peggy Griffin, the mother of Coach Chuck Griffin, the grandmother of Tucker Griffin. Hopefully she's in good spirits and in health there in Florida.
And she's always listening. Miss Griffin, thank you so much for listening. Sorry we can't have the video for you the rest of the game, but thanks for hanging in there with us.
2nd and 10. Take the snap, hand it off. Coming across to the near side is Petter, but he's wrapped up quickly. It's going to be a loss of 2. So it'll be 3rd and 12 from the 24-yard line.
Well, we got lucky there because there was a hold off the left side of that line, and fortunately the referee was looking somewhere else. But
3rd and 12 from the 24 of Belton. One receiver right, one left. Hawkins offset, tight end to the right side. 2 running backs in the backfield. Harmon takes the snap, scrambles to his left, trying to throw it away. And now he'll get ridden down for, looks like it's going to be no loss on the play. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th and 12 from the 24.
Wally, it looked like Harmon had looked to Dickman really quick, but Dickman was in the middle of turning, and the timing wasn't there, so he decided to run to the left and scramble. I think that was supposed to be a quick hitch to Dickman real quick.
yeah, Donovan Thompson, number 23, the linebacker for Belton, did a great job of holding his ground and staying where he was supposed to stay. Didn't buy the pump fake and was able to bring Darson down for this 4th down.
4th down and 12. A 41-yard field goal attempt. Snap back. The kick is up. And it is good.
Wow. By a hiccup.
Number 37, Carson Sauceda, knocks through the 41-yard field goal, and the Eagles take the lead with 10 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the ball game.
You can see special teams got pretty excited about that. They were patting him on the helmet on that one. It just barely went over the goalpost by about 3 feet.
So the Georgetown Eagle football booster scoring drive. The Eagles take the ball from the 10-yard line and drive it all the way down to the 24 before knocking through a 41-yard field goal by Carson Sauceda. And the Eagles take a 3-point lead, 24-21, 10 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the ball game. A nice job there. We talked about it. We were at that practice day where we went to on that Saturday, the first day of pads. It was time to put in work, and the shock and awe, the special teams component here for the Eagles. The special teams were going to play a part, and that, boy, right there they just did. Saw Seda knock it through a big 41-yard field goal and really into the wind, if anything.
Right. Guys, we've been a little remiss with the technical difficulties that we've been dealing with tonight. That should have been from the Smoothie King red zone. We apologize to Smoothie King about that, but from here out, it's the Smoothie King red zone.
So here comes the kickoff for the Eagles. They put the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Sauceda gives the boot to it down the right side near sideline. Fielded at the 22-yard line. And it finds a hole there and runs forward. Runs over 2 defenders up to the 38-yard line. It's Trent. Let's see. I said Trent. I meant Brian Henry, number 84. So the Belton Tigers will start off with good field position. They're going to mark him down at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Belton. So they'll start out at the 39-yard line.
Henry makes it out to the 39-yard line. First down.
And now back at quarterback. Let's see who it is this time. And now Ty Brown. Back behind center for the Tigers with Underwood. Offset to his left. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hand off to Underwood up the middle. Immediately saddled on the back and ridden down. They're going to give him the 40. I don't think he ever made it to the 40.
38.
So hopefully,
38 got him.
Hopefully Georgetown can get this ball back and drive back down to the Smoothie King red zone.
I tell you what, 2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. That was a generous spot. As soon as Underwood was handed that ball, he got saddled up and rode hard to the ground. I tell you what a tackle, what a read on that play. They give him a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9, 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Ty Brown back, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Stop, quick pass out to the left side into the hands of number 5. He's hit quickly after he bobbles the ball. And ridden down at the 42. Let's see where they spot him, kind of in between the 42 and 43.
Mason Ram on the reception got a little nervous because he turned his head a little too quick to make sure somebody wasn't coming up to lay a lick on him and juggle the football.
The ball was tipped in the air, too.
3rd down and 6 for the Tigers from the 43-yard line. Take their time here. 9 minutes, 20 seconds left in the ballgame. Yeah, you're right, Dave. Ram tipped that ball up. I tell you what, he gets hit a second earlier. That ball's free. On the ground, Brown fakes the handoff, drops back. He's pressured and has to dump it free. That may be an intentional grounding there. 86 was a good 10 or 12 yards away from that. They're going to give it to him.
Well, I think somebody got a hand on it. So
Incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 4th and 6 now for the Belton Tigers from their own 43. That'll bring the punt team on, so the defense does a great job of holding the Tigers again. And back drops Dickman for the Eagles back to the 20-yard line to receive this punt. The athlete Slade LeBlanc back to punt.
after this punt, I want to bring up something comparatively speaking from last year's team, and Dave will know what I'm talking about right when I start talking about it.
Snap back to LeBlanc. The punt is away. Fielded by Dickman about the 13, up past the 20, and runs over a defender up to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 8:59 left here in the ball game.
I was thinking about the youth on both these teams because Belton doesn't return a lot of starters from last year's team either. And with that youth, you often see pre-snap penalties. We haven't seen a lot of those tonight. Last year, boy, those pre-snap penalties just ate the Eagles up in several games in some very critical points. We haven't seen that tonight, so that's one of the things that apparently they've been emphasizing on both sides of this field tonight because Belton hasn't had that many either.
3 receivers left. Darson takes the snap, hands it off. It looked like it was to Petter. He gets up past the line of scrimmage, maybe a 1-yard gain for Andrew Petter. Up to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9, but he's not getting up after that one.
And we have an official timeout on the field.
Sophomore back, laying down on his back right at the spot where he was tackled.
Cramp.
Dave, I don't know if you have it. What kind of a temperature are we looking at now? I think it was about 85 when we started. Any idea where we're sitting now? It looks like the wind's died down.
It feels about 80 degrees, but I can look that up for you. It's about 80 degrees. The wind is really calmed down.
Is it
right
humid?
now as Petter gets up. Oh, yeah.
Because it's not real humid up here in the press box.
Andrew
Well,
Petter.
that's where they need to put the police officers up there.
Andrew Petter limps off the field under his own power.
Shots fired. Here we go.
It'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 for the Eagles from their own 26-yard line. Darson Harmon in the shotgun. 1 receiver left, 2 right. From the near side, hash mark. Ross offset behind him. Turn around fake. Now he'll roll out to the left. Hawkins wide open. Herman bounces off a sack, stays up, and he runs forward. But he's going to be knocked out of bounds for a loss of about 3. If Darson would have looked there, I don't know if he didn't see him or what. Hawkins broke free in the flat and could have got about an 8 or 9 yard gain, it looked like. But he couldn't get the ball out to him, and so he scrambles to save his own life. He's out at the 23-yard line, a loss of 3. So now 3rd and 12.
Rolling to his left like that, that's a tough throw to come back and throw across your body like that. But Petter was open. He just couldn't get the ball out there. I think our second responder on the sideline wanted to say something.
3 receivers right, 2 left. Darson Harmon in the backfield all by himself, takes the snap. Drops back 3 or 4 yards. Pressure on the outside. He'll step up, throw it across the middle, and it's going to be picked off by number 19. That's going to be Whitman for the Belton. He tried to lead. It looked like Hawkins there. And Whitman cut in front, took it away right at the 45-yard line of Georgetown. And the second turnover of the ballgame for the Eagles is a costly one with 7:45 left in the ballgame. A 3-point lead for the Eagles. Belton takes over at the Georgetown 45.
That was Darson's second really poor throw. And he tried to squeeze it in where he couldn't. Again, trying to throw across his body. And just threw it behind the receiver, and he got picked off.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 45 of Georgetown. Snap back. Brown fakes the handoff. Scrambles to his right. Rolls out. Throws it to Henry. He's hit quickly. Shakes a tackler, and he finally gets drugged down. A good job by the defensive player for Georgetown. McConnell didn't give up there after Henry lowered his shoulder, and he finally drags him down at the 39-yard line. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
Nice job by Trent hanging on. Because he'd have picked up the first if he hadn't hung on.
6-yard gain on
One receiver right, two left for the Tigers. Underwood in the backfield, left side. To the left of Ty Brown. He takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Underwood, up the middle, across the 40, up to the 35-yard line. Finally taken down at the 34-yard line. A gain of just enough for the first down. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Belton Tigers at the 34 of Georgetown.
Now we get to what we were talking about with the Belton defense. It looks like the Georgetown defense may be getting a little tired, got some hands on their hips, but they're going to have to suck it up right now and stop this drive with 6:45 left in the game.
Far side, take the handoff, hand it up to Underwood, right up the middle, and he gets tripped up. The only thing that stopped him was the turf as he got tripped about the 22-yard line. Tried to keep his feet, but he falls down about the 16-yard line. Nice run there of about 18 yards, and another first down for the Tigers at the Georgetown 21-yard line. Correction, at the Georgetown 16-yard line. Two receivers left, one right. Ty Brown in the shotgun, left side, hands off to Underwood. He skips past the tackler and all the way to the end zone for the 16-yard touchdown run. And the Belton Tigers
number 33, Underwood.
take the lead again.
Tigers.
One of the defenders comes up a little gimpy there. Looked like Jesse Avila. Now the Tigers with a chance to make it a 4-point lead. It's 27-24, pending the extra point here.
Boy, that drive showed that it really looks like that Georgetown defense is starting to get tired because the tackling was poor. Tackling was tired. Blocking was tired.
Snap back, the extra point kick on the way.
And it's good.
It is good. Zach White makes it a 4-point lead for the Belton Tigers with 6:12 left here in the ball game. 28-24. Belton leads it by 4. Now that 45-yard drive. Tell you what, you give them a short field, and Belton's done that twice now.
Yep.
2 of their 4 touchdowns have come with short fields. They got the ball at the Georgetown 45 there. And so, Dave, what's the mood? You see how it changes with the ebb and flow of it, but now, how do they respond? What do they got to do here?
You know, I was just thinking how nice it is to have a senior kicker in Carson Saucedo being able to kick that field goal like it is because, you know, we still, if we get the lead back, we have a 3-point edge, but if we score again, but the crowd's still in it. I mean, nobody's left. I mean, this game is not a blowout. It's a close game between a good 6A program and a good 5A program.
LeBlanc tees it up at the 40-yard line. Set to kick it off are the Tigers. Deep for the Eagles. Looks like it's number 25, Marquise Dominguez. And now dropping back with him will be number 6, Drayden Dickman. LeBlanc walks up, now takes a little stride and boots it deep. Across to Dickman, filled it at the 5-yard line. Dickman up past the 15, 20, breaks free. Not one tackler to beat, and he doesn't get past him. A great job there on the tackle.
Dropped the football, too.
Number 23, Donovan Thompson takes down Dickman at the 30-yard line, but a great return there by the junior wide receiver, Drayden Dickman.
Good return, though. Good return.
So the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Got a score from our friends across the highway. Eastview Patriots are up 41-13 on the Westwood Warriors in the 4th quarter.
Oh, the Crosstown High School. The Eastview Patriots leading it over Round Rock Westwood. The Eagles fighting here with 6:05 left in the ball game. From their own 30, snap back. Harmon fires to the left side into the hands of the receiver. Falls down right at the 35-yard line. First down, 5-yard gain. Now makes it 2nd and 5. Marquise Dominguez, we've called his name a number of times. He's had a good ball game. Now he'll come across to the far side of the field.
Georgetown's got to be patient here. There's plenty of time left, 5 minutes, 40 seconds left, and the clock's running. You don't have to get in a hurry. You don't have to try to make something big happen right now. You just got to push this ball down the field.
2nd and 5. Harmon in the shotgun, gets it. Fakes the handoff, swings it out to the right side. Dickman can't get his hands on it. By the time he bobbled it, went to try to bring it in. He's smashed by Whitman And by number 20, Trent West. Passes incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles.
Near side, broken up by the Tiger defense. Bring up 3rd down.
Ross back on the field. Moose comes off. Dominguez from the right side all the way to the left side. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Hawkins lines up the tight end on the left side. Ross in the backfield to the right of I'm going to get it right in a minute. Darson Herman. Hand off to Ross right up the middle. Gets up to the 39-yard line. He'll be a yard short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th and 1. A long one for the Eagles. And it looks like they're going to go for it here. 5:05 left in the ball game.
79 degrees, 77% humidity down here. Winds are just about 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, the winds have died down a ton. You even see the flags laying limp there on the flagpole. Herman takes the snap. He'll cut it up the middle. Wide open, Darson Herman. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. Touchdown, Georgetown Eagles.
What a run. Darson just waited for that hole to open up. Started over to his right, cut back to the left, and the center of the field was wide open, and he showed his speed. What a great run.
61-yard touchdown run by the senior Darson Herman, and the Eagles take the lead back. 4:45 left in the ball game. An extra point away from a 3-point lead. Sauceda back for the extra point attempt for the Eagles. Snap back, kick up, and it is good. Sauceda knocks it through. And a 4-point lead now, 3-point lead, for the Eagles, 31-28. Dave, it got a little louder down there.
Oh, yes. I was just thinking to myself before that play, when is Darson Herman going to take the ball and put this game in his hands, that big senior, and rumble down the field? And he had 14 gears to get to the end zone.
So a Georgetown Eagle Football Booster Club scoring drive, 70-yard drive, capped off by a 61-yard touchdown scramble by the senior quarterback, Darson Herman. That's how you help your own cause there, leading the team and doing it from the front as he took off. And boy, you were right, Kelly. He hesitated, waited for that hole, and man, when he hit it, that big boy wasn't being stopped.
They had it set up like an option, and I don't think Darson ever saw pitching that football as any kind of an option at all, because he never looked back at his running back. He saw that hole open up to his left. He put that right foot down, turned left, and off he went.
31-28. The Eagles lead at 5-3 over the Belton Tigers. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the ball game. As Sauceda tees the ball up on the Georgetown 40, getting ready to kick it off to the Belton Tigers. The Eagles huddled there about the 37-yard line. Sauceda calls the play out, and they spread out. The Tigers drop back, 2 men deep. LeBlanc on the near side. And on the far side, I believe it is number 5, Ram. Hard to see all the way across there at the angle he's at. Sauceda kicks it off near side. Fielded at the 20 by Henry. Cuts to the 25 towards midfield, all the way across the field to the 30, and he's tripped up there. Good tackle there. By look like number 14, Hayden Deering. He makes the tackle, and the Belton Tigers start off with the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
So now, new thing to consider with the youth that's on both sides of this field. What's going to happen now in the clutch? 4:37 left. Belton's got the ball. They're down by 3. So it's going to be interesting to see. And really, the youthfulness of both these teams hasn't shown in a lot of the mistakes that are there.
Hand off to the running back Underwood. Up the middle. Bounces off a couple of tacklers, and he's up to the 41. Make it the 42-yard line. A gain of 10 yards.
He is a really, really patient runner, and it's fun to watch. I know he's playing for the other team, but it's fun to watch good athletes, and he is such a patient runner, and he has busted open some good runs.
TJ Underwood. Now Brown will swing it out to the right side. Into the hands of number 15, Morgan. And he gets up all the way to the Georgetown 45, 46-yard line. Big gain there, and another first down, and now a late penalty comes flying in from the umpire.
Pass caught on the far sideline.
And he's standing, when he threw that flag, he was standing right in the middle of the Belton Tiger offensive line when that flag went up. So let's see what this penalty is. The Belton coach, Coach Sniffen, out on the numbers at the midfield. It was another first down play for the Tigers.
It's been a little chippy. They've been visiting, kindly. Nice way to put it. They've been chatting back and forth.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Belton Tigers. So give them the first down at the 46-yard line of Georgetown, but then back them up 15 yards back onto their own side of the field. And the kids from Georgetown letting them know that they cannot do that. As the ball goes all the way back to the 39-yard line of Belton. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 from their own 39.
All right, here's the old guy coming out in me. That was a dead ball play, or a dead ball penalty after the play. First down had been gained. Back in my day, that would be 1st and 25.
Exactly.
But now they moved the change back. It's 1st and 10 with a 15-yard loss back to the 40, but it's or the 38, so it's still 1st and 10.
Hand off to Underwood across the 40, but falls down there. Taken down at the 42, 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 yards, but Underwood not getting up there. He stays down, and he's holding his left knee. That does not look good as he rolls over on his stomach. And, oh, my goodness, I hope he is all right. He got up. He rolled quickly and grabbed that left knee, Kelly. Dave, I don't know if you saw anything on that play, but, I mean, he hit that hole and got tackled quickly.
He may have just strained it a little bit because he's flexing it good. He's ready to pop back up on his feet. That's good to see. That's it.
Yep.
That kid's a good football player.
Yeah, I didn't quite see exactly what happened, but it's neat to see Texas high school football stadiums grow quiet. You can hear a pin drop. You know, everybody takes a knee.
Yeah, these kids get chippy with each other, but at the end of the day, nobody wants anybody to get hurt on this football field. There's great athletes on both sides of this football of this match, and you just want everybody to get out of here healthy.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers from their own 43. Shotgun step back, quick pass out to the left side to Ram. He gets hit about the 48 of Georgetown, but he'll be ball forward to the 47 of Georgetown. Enough for another first down for the Belton Tigers. But like you said, Kelly, that would just be getting back to the original line of scrimmage. It would be 3rd and 10 still for the Tigers now. But 3:45, 1st and 10 at the 47 of Georgetown. Ty Brown at the quarterback. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, running back in the backfield. Right side of Brown. It's going to be a quick handoff there up to the 45-yard line. He'll fall forward to about the 44. Make it this lineman on the near side marks him at the 44. We'll see where they spot the ball. They do spot it there. So it'll be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 for the Tigers. 3:20 left in the ball game.
With the clock running, if Belton gets another first down, Coach Griffin's going to have to start thinking about taking some timeouts.
2nd and 7 from the 44 of Georgetown. Ty Brown in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. He takes it. He's going to throw it down the right side. The receiver gets past the quarterback, and he catches it and takes it in for a touchdown. That's going to be Seth Morgan, number 15.
Pass is caught on the far side.
What a pass there by Ty Brown.
Morgan got away with a little bit of a push with that left hand, but referee didn't think it was enough to throw the flag, and that's a Belton touchdown. Nice pass.
I will say all is not lost because we still have 2:58 on the clock of all our timeouts left.
It's a quick pass. Yeah, quick series there for the Tigers. 2:58 left in the ball game. 3-point lead at this point. Extra point, Zach White puts it through and makes it a 4-point ball game now. 35-31. Belton leads it by 1. But the Eagles will be getting the ball back.
You know, what a good game to put on your schedule. We've talked about it quite a bit, you know, a good 6A program, and this has been a lot of back and forth. What a good challenge for your Eagles for their first game. And I'd have to say they've played a fairly clean game.
Yeah, you're expecting to see a few more mistakes than you have seen. Of course, there have been mistakes out there, and some of them are youth. There's been some blown assignments, but not near like you could expect under these circumstances. So both coaching staffs have done a really good job of getting their young players, inexperienced players, because there are several seniors out there as well, but they're not really that experienced. So both coaching staffs have done a good job of getting their guys ready, teaching them the basics, getting them prepared for this football game. And, you know, we could probably quit talking about the youth of it.
Well, and you say youth, and we got to make sure we emphasize that. We're not talking about a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
No.
Right.
We're talking about youthful experience at the varsity level. Now, a lot of seniors graduated on both sides of the ball, both teams. And so in that youth, it's just that Friday Night Light experience.
Yeah.
And what a battle between two big schools, two big football programs on the first week of the season to be sitting here with 3 minutes left and a 35-31 score. LeBlanc set to kick off. He'll kick it far side to Dickman. Dickman will catch it about the 8-yard line. Take it from there, across the 10, the 15. Cuts over across the middle of the field to the 20. He gets spun around and down at the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Georgetown Eagles. 2:52 left in the ball game, and they'll have it. They'll have to go 80 yards here to try to take the lead again.
One of the things that often gets overlooked is the special teams, and Belton on those kickoffs. They've kicked it to Dickman several times, and he's got speed enough to get across the field, but Belton's done a good job of maintaining their lanes on these kickoffs and containing him fairly well on those kicks. So special teams is also another place that it can be really difficult to make sure all your guys are doing their assignments, but both teams have done a good job on special teams.
3 receivers left. Harmon in the shotgun. Handoff to Petter. Up across the 25-yard line. Drives the pile. Being pushed from behind. Gets across to the 27-yard line. Good pickup on first down. A 7-yard gain brings up 2nd and 3 for the Eagles.
Good push by the defensive line on that. Getting a little bit of an opening, and Petter being able to take advantage of it. Nice gain. 2nd short now. That's what you want. Clock's running. 2:27 left in the game. So Georgetown, again, can be patient. They've got all 3 timeouts.
Ross back in it. Running back. Petter comes off. Herman takes the snap. Keeper to the left. Across the 25, 30, down to the 31-yard line. Enough for another borrow from Morrow first down. And the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at the 31.
Good patient run. Waiting for some holes to come open, picking his spots, and getting that first down.
1st and 10, 2 minutes left in the ball game. 2 minutes left. The Eagles will have it at their own 31-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the right. Make it 2 now as Hawkins goes motion left. Hand off to Ross. He cuts back about the 30, 35, up to the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 for Ross there on first down. Brings up 2nd and 5 now for the Eagles.
Kelly, do you feel like they're setting something up here, running the ball like they are?
Yeah, it kind of seems like that.
And quickly back under center. Herman in the shotgun. Turns around, hands it to Ross across the 35. Stutters, hits a block, or a defensive man, spins off of him and pushes up to the 39-yard line. Gain of 3, and now it's going to be 3rd and 2. And a timeout here by Coach Griffin with 1:21 left here in the ballgame. And one thing you might be doing, Dave, run the clock and burn your timeouts, but don't give Belton the ball back with any kind of time.
Good point.
Yeah, and I think in that circumstance right there, 2 straight runs, hoping that you get that first down. If Devin can get the first down right there, clock stops while they reset the ball. I think they try to pop something then. But since he didn't get the first down, Coach Griffin used his first timeout. 1:21 left in the game. Ball's on the 39-yard line on Belton's 39-yard or Georgetown's 39-yard line. So they've got 61 yards to go. 1:21 left, 2 timeouts now. So now the play calling changes slightly. I would be surprised to see a run here unless it's some sort of something to the outside like that last play that they had some success on. I wouldn't be surprised to see that same play again.
But you have the benefit also in high school football. The first down stops the clock to set the chains.
Yeah.
And they can quickly get back to the line of scrimmage and be ready to go. So they can use that to their advantage as well if they keep running the ball. 3rd and 2. Herman back in the shotgun. Ross will go directly behind him about 3 yards deeper. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Now Hawkins in motion left on the near side hash mark. Herman takes the snap. Runs it to the left, was going to pitch it, and he gets stacked up and driven back. They blow the whistle quickly there.
It was the same play he scored on, just to the left side.
But it's a loss of about, they're going to kick it about 2 yards back.
Got to go for it.
It'll be 4th and 4 for the Eagles, but Coach Griffin's going to have to take his second timeout. He'll have 1 left 1:02 left here in the ball game. Quick timeout. We'll be back with the conclusion of the ball game. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle football on SHN. Fourth and 4 from the 37-yard line. Georgetown drops back. Harmon pass across to the left side, and it's going to be knocked free as the defensive back was all over Dominguez. And it's an incomplete pass. The ball goes over on downs with 58 seconds left. Belton sideline goes crazy. I'm not sure Dominguez had a chance to catch that one. He was saddled up there by the defensive back. Tight coverage. And the ball knocked down to the ground. And Belton takes back over at the 37-yard line of Georgetown with 58 seconds left and a 4-point lead, 35-31. Victory formation will come into play here. Ty Brown will take the snap. LeBlanc lines up about 15 yards deep behind him. And Brown takes the knee.
Well, I tell you, we're a Georgetown broadcast, and it's not the outcome that you want, but I think both these teams are going to be all right. And there's some good athletes on both sides of the ball. Of course, Georgetown wants to get the dub when they walk out of here, which they're not going to get. Belton will walk away with the win, but it's going to be an interesting season.
2nd and 16. The snap back with 25 seconds. Ty Brown takes the knee. Coach Griffin will not call the final timeout. He'll have his team line up. And the final 15 seconds will tick away. And this one will become a final. Belton's going to be victorious, 35-31. They avenged the loss last year to Georgetown at home by coming on the road and taking this one from Georgetown here on the first night of the 2021 season. We'll take a timeout, be back, and wrap things up. You're listening to Eagle Football here on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports coverage of Georgetown Eagle football, 35-31. Belton with the win. What a ball game. Back and forth all night. Georgetown had to fight. It came down to a 4th and 4. There with about a minute and 2 seconds left, Kelly, and just couldn't get the first down and make that one last play to try to push it across. And so a tough loss here in game number 1 of the season. But some things to learn for this youthful, inexperienced varsity team. These kids, right. I think they're going to have a lot of growing from this one game and a tough game next week. No time, no rest for the weary.
No.
You go on the road to take on another 6A opponent in Copperas Cove next Friday night.
Oh, and then it gets easier with Liberty Hill coming in here.
And then Cedar Park. And so it all goes,
Yeah. Well, it's it's a good test tonight. Belton played real well. I don't think there's any way Belton's going to wind up 3-7 this year. And they've got some good athletes over there, some good coaches over there, good athletes on this side of the field as well. And we know this coaching staff. I do want to say to our the folks who have stayed around and listened, despite the fact we didn't have video for the second half. We appreciate you hanging with us. We'll get the problems fixed for next week. But thanks for sticking around and listening to us tonight, guys. Saw a lot of names on there that I recognized, Jack Ward and some others. My dad was on. My parents were listening. So we appreciate you hanging around. But good football game. Congratulations to the Belton Tigers on their victory tonight. And but it's going to be a good season. It's going to be fun.
See if Dave can get in there with Coach Griffin. But
I don't think he wants to talk.
But a learning curve there, and some things that they can grow from. And so you can't, not everything lost here tonight.
Right.
You schedule a tough non-district schedule for a reason. And I think they did that with the thought process of you're going to face a 6A team in Belton, a 6A team in Copper's Cove, a football powerhouse in Liberty Hill. And so you schedule this for a reason.
Right.
Not a lot of people with a history of Georgetown football, not a lot of people want to play you in non-district games against a big school with a great football history. And you put yourself in a spot to either grow from it and learn or tuck your tail and walk away. And that's not going to be this Georgetown Eagle team.
Yep.
It never has been, and it never will be. And Coach Griffin not going to let that happen. But we discussed that all in the last 2 or 3 weeks with the coaches. There's a lot of things to learn here tonight. They're going to learn about themselves in this battle. And I think Dave, you saw it firsthand. Some plays down there that could have gone differently. Some things that they're going to learn from and grow from with the experience on the field.
Right. You're exactly right. And you've got some seniors that are leading, but you also have a lot of players. This is their first time playing on Friday night. And just some youthful mistakes. Just some inexperienced mistakes, and you're exactly right. They're going to learn so much from this because they were in this game the entire time.
Yeah.
That's what my takeaway is. There's a lot of coaching opportunities here. It wasn't a dirty game. There was no bad penalties. It was just some
competing.
missed passes here and there, and yeah. So it's the running game was good. I liked what we saw with the lines. Darson didn't have to scramble just a whole lot. I think our defensive line was really getting up in the face of the other quarterbacks. So a lot of good stuff. I mean, I can think of a lot of great things coming out of this game, and the best part is it was very close.
On such a night like this, here in beautiful Central Texas, great atmosphere, great stadium, great competition, great game. I can't help but think about, we get to sit here in safety and security, and we have men and women of our nation's armed forces in harm's way right now, and I can't help but think to them. I know we have families grieving right now at recent losses of our military, but to anybody in our military that may be listening, veterans or active serving right now, thank you so much for your dedication to this great nation that we live in. It's because of men and women like you that we're able to do things like this and enjoy these freedoms and enjoy Texas high school football. And our hearts go out to those who are grieving tonight that lost. But it's just I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. It's heavy on my heart, and I pray for the safety of our soldiers who are still in harm's way, and hope they can all come home soon safely to that. But Wally, it's great having you in the booth, buddy.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Hey, where do we go from here, boys? Next week we'll be at Copper's Cove playing the Bulldogs.
Yep.
But no rest for the weary, right? I mean, you go back to work tomorrow. I guarantee they'll be up here. They'll be watching film. You're playing another 6A team, and you're going to be on the road week 2. Right. You don't get a day off. I mean, it's back to work. Luckily, right. I think one thing we could say, and like you said, nobody wants to see any kid out here hurt. I don't care how fierce the competition is between the Eagles and the Tigers tonight. No one wants to see anyone hurt. We didn't see that tonight.
Right.
There was not. I hope TJ Underwood is okay. He limped off after holding his knee, so you hope he's all right. A great running back for them. It'll be fun to watch his story through the year.
Yeah, he's one of those. You see him early in the season, and we have no real connection to Belton other than we've played him. We played him last year, played him this year. We haven't played him since I think the 80s prior to last year. There's not that real connection, but when you see an athlete like that, that's the kind of kid you keep an eye on to see what he's doing. And that big tight end that they've got, his name slipped me, Henry, that big tight end. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does too.
And one interesting thing tonight, when we talked to Coach Griffin a couple of weeks back, he said, we've got to make sure that kid doesn't beat us. He didn't.
No.
Seth Madden beat you.
Yeah.
Ty Brown,
Yeah.
Ty Brown and Seth Madden,
Yep.
that connection right there was impressive. Why? And I'm not the coach. I'm not associated with Belton football. Why is Ty Brown not your quarterback from play 1 to play 100?
Yeah.
The way he throws the ball. And now the athlete LeBlanc gives you another look to you have to guess about and what is he going to do and everything. And he is athletic. He the punter and the kicker, and so I give it to him. But that Ty Brown he was slinging the ball, and he liked hitting that Seth Madden kid, and that was a dangerous combo. It'll be fun to watch how they do. But
this is very similar to what we're going to see in the first, second, third round of the playoffs. We're going to see a team like this. It's got a lot of pretty talented, skilled players, and I think our special teams got some experience tonight too, because they hit some booming kicks, and to see Dickman back there gaining experience, returning the ball, stuff like that. So all over the field there was experience gained tonight.
It's going to be a fun season.
So we head to Copper's Cove next Friday night. We'll be on about 6:30 pregame. 7 o'clock is the kickoff. We are going to do our best to make sure everything's in line. We've got new components coming to try to get this video set up, and we'll do a bunch of testing this week. We'll have the coaches show on Wednesday night, and we're trying to figure out exactly where that's going to be and what all is going to go on with that to make sure we have the right location, to make sure we do everything that's best for this program with Coach Griffin and everything to honor him and this program, to make sure we're putting out the information and showcasing these kids and these coaches.
And if anybody wants to help out, we're always looking for sponsorship, and anybody wants to help man a camera on away games or something like that.
I'm so glad you said that, Dave. Guys, please, if any of our sponsors can offer you a service, please at least go by and thank them for sponsoring these games and helping us put these kids out there so that folks can see these games, listen to these games. Smoothie King, you're fixing to go through them, aren't you?
I am. Matt Morrow, your residential mortgage expert. Borrow from Morrow. Matthew Morrow, your residential mortgage expert. Our family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow. Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148. And the Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. And thanks to Minutemen Press of Georgetown. They're your one-stop print shop. From business cards to signage and now turnkey mailing solutions for flyers, postcards, bulk mailing, and more. Minutemen Press Georgetown can help bring exposure to your business. For more information, visit mmptx.com. And a special shout-out to the Georgetown Football Booster Club. So welcoming, so accommodating to us and just to help support us. And I tell you what, the fajitas tonight were awesome to enjoy. Their hospitality is greatly appreciated. To Coach Griffin and his staff and being welcoming to talk to us. Dave doing a great job on the sideline interviewing with Coach Griffin and being out there. I love being back to normal, guys, and I want to consider this my normal. Back in the booth, play-by-play for the Georgetown Eagles. It was fun sitting beside Kelly up here, enjoying the AC. Dave for sweating it on the sidelines. We appreciate all your effort tonight. Join us next week, guys. We'll be on the road, Copperas Cove, Texas, taking on the Copperas Cove Bulldogs. Dave, any last words from the sideline?
No, great job, guys. It's great to be back on the sideline for Friday Night Football, and go Eagles.
Kelly?
Great game. I'm excited about this season. Looks like we got the season ahead of us that we're hoping we're going to have, and it's going to be fun watching these kids compete. To all my brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters out there, police, fire, EMS, our brothers and sisters who fight for this country in uniform overseas, thank you so much for your dedicated service to your communities in this nation. Be safe out there. God bless all of you. And, Wally, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining in. And remember, everyone, it costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to somebody else. Enjoy your night from SHN Sports. Thanks very much.